Oh, right. I'm sorry. I was thinking about something else.
Ooh, did you make her what kind of ramen? Just regular
Oh
ramen?
boy. Bye.
Chicken ramen. Why does it matter?
Oh.
I was
Anyway,
watching a full video about ramen earlier, just saying it
I made a
sounded good.
mistake.
It's probably it matters because he's probably high and is currently hungry.
Yeah.
Not high, am hungry.
oh, the barking dog is the town ambience, isn't it?
Correct.
Bork bork.
And what?
I was like, yeah, the neighbor's dogs are going nuts. Oh, and in other news, so I had a job interview yesterday, which also is one of the reasons I'm not as prepared. I say that every fucking week. You guys are used to it.
No, we know he had an interview.
So, and I got another one on Wednesday, which is going to be like the important one. But I might not be unemployed, which is sad because I
Yeah.
really enjoyed being unemployed, and I'm gonna miss it.
You know what?
Fair enough.
When you turn fucking 60 or something, 65, you'll now be fully
Retirement.
unemployed. You
What?
enjoy it. What?
Oh, it's
Wait.
gonna be sooner than that because I can
Wait,
just rent
wait,
out my
wait.
house.
Are you making the assumption that Social Security will still be in existence by that point?
No, I'm going to be renting out my rooms at that point.
Oh.
I was about to laugh.
You're just gonna be like a landlord and you're just gonna be like,
Mhm.
I always have a room open.
Cool.
Do you ever read that
Pie.
that green text story about the guy who was like low key a sociopath where he was like, yeah, I didn't actually need the money, but I just liked renting out my room to the most vulnerable, fucked up people so that I could just sit in my living room and watch their lives fall because it would always happen. And he gave like 3 stories back to back to back on how he watched people's lives like probably go to one of their lowest moments, and he was, sitting on the couch munching cereal because it's
Sounds fake and gay.
On
think,
that side
No,
note,
it's not. It's not fake.
Oh.
People in those situations running out rooms from houses like that, a lot of the time you get to watch their lives literally fall apart.
I
have
think
my
the
own
fake
life
part
for
would
that.
be the guy doing it for his own jollies.
Did he like set them up to fail or something?
no,
Or
no,
No.
no. Like he would
He just
interview a bunch
found
of
the right
people.
people.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
happened that
You found the
way?
right, the one where it's like the girl gets HIV, the other
Oh my
girl
God.
gets I forgot what happened to the second girl, and then there was like the third guy that got arrested in his house. Fun.
Be like
On
that
that
story.
segue,
I'm sitting here like, yeah, I'm ready, and I don't even fucking have roll 20.
Oh my God. What a hoe.
every time I search for like decent like town music, it's always like some fucking MIDI thing, like a synth.
It's terrible.
It's always the worst.
The whole roll 20 system is garbage. There's not
I
a
spent
single
some
redeemable.
time. I spent some time throwing back all the Witcher 3 battle themes into the playlist. So
You just want a normal, peaceful town song?
If you would, I again
That's okay.
appreciate you taking over as DJ here, but until such time as I finish all this fucking shit.
By the way, Sandman, our expedition journal has been updated.
Cool. Did you put, Dear Diary, I hate everyone around me. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Hey, Blank.
That sounds
You know
like
what this group really needs? We need
A
a
banner
banner that
compass?
represents us.
Yes, a banner.
Blank, just to give you some clarity real quick. Campaign 1. Campaign 1.
Let's let the
group,
context.
no, shut your mouth. Campaign 1, the group nearly disintegrated after I let them name themselves. So I said, you know what, Campaign 2, you're already named. You're going to be Squad Sigma 6. The people will give you some kind of nickname. But because this unit encourages individuality, here is a blank flag. Paint whatever you want on it that represents you. And not even a day later, they are disintegrating over what to paint on the fucking flag.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Never let your party name themselves.
It got to the point where it dissolved into, well, is the swastika inherently bad?
Oh no.
Oh my god. You guys are so stupid.
So then
what was the thing?
The paladin of last campaign goes, well, you understand the N-word is bad, right? Well, what if I say Nagarini? Is that as bad as... I was like, what the fuck are you people
That's the
talking?
thing, by the way. They just released a news article where they're going after the World of Warcraft Nagas because it sounds too similar to the N-word.
Wait, what?
I just read an article about it. I don't want to take it up. Looking for music.
Germany was banning Twitch streamers because they said the word Naga on stream
I love it.
Interesting.
because they were playing WoW Classic.
I will look at that Table Talk audio thing that you linked there, Poncho. Do you have to pay for any of it?
Not from what I'm aware of.
Amazing.
No, the jukebox in Roll20 is tabletop audio. They have that in there.
Oh, okay. I just never. I don't know. I need to like add some stuff off there then. But yeah, the one thing I was gonna say was I saw a thing of some guy, like a little comic, and it's some guy with like a swastika tattoo, and he goes, "Yeah, it's actually like some like Tibetan symbol. It means like inner peace." And it says the year was 1930 or 37,
39.
and Joe was 14 or was 50 years away
About-
from the invention of laser removal.
I saw that.
Ah.
I mean, that is correct. That is what the swastika was initially. Inner peace.
But then somebody ruined it. The end.
Good
a lot
job.
of somebody's.
I
I mean,
am-
that's why the swastika was brought up, was talking specifically about how a symbol gains good or bad meaning based on those who wear it, what they do.
I mean, it's true. But anyway,
Time for the exciting adventures of Tentoria.
I don't know. Is
well,
this too?
we need to get into some stuff. For the record, what is Tentori doing? Tentori is scribing, correct?
Yeah, she was doing some kind of magey.
We might get into that in just a bit because first
Fine.
we're actually going to deal with the real shit.
Well, we could deal with
Okay.
the not real shit first.
Great.
That's an excellent idea. Trust me.
Which one?
Goddamn. Thank you. Let's go ahead and handle the mysteriously quaint couple that Vulcan and Iden have accosted. For the recap, essentially, you guys have arrived in Biston. It's nice. You found out that the guards all have enough magical training that they're able to use the combination of prestidigitation and first level spells to maintain a surprisingly effective town. Suspiciously so, but you're not really sure if that's like just that effective or if there's something darker at work here. Rory has enacted a kind of adventure support rule, I guess you could say. It's not exactly a law because it's a suggestion. It's an initiative wherein adventurers are asked to put in a couple of hours work and using the system and the high number of adventurers that use the river to get to various places throughout Varesia, that they've done surprisingly well for themselves. While on the beat as temporary officers of Biston, Vulcan and Iden found a couple of suspicious individuals who may or may not have been tailing them. And after cornering them and trying to grill them, essentially, and finding no real reason to suspect them aside from their weird observation, Vulcan did a detect magic and found that they are, in fact, under some kind of magical effect. I don't think I told all of you what it was, but we'll pick up there because that might have implications on what everyone else is doing. So. Let me pull up my notes. I don't suppose you happen to have written down their names.
Definitely not.
Okay. I did. It was Eitrin Kavik was the guy who you're grilling.
Right, and that was his wife because they said the same last name.
They said the same last name, but I don't think you ever asked
And then
him
they
what his name. You did make them kiss.
I did not make them kiss. That was under no pressure or coercion.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
You
told
weren't there.
You told
I
them.
told you to do it.
So they're still in front of us, right?
Yeah, you've just finished casting Detect Magic.
Okay. One. This is a little too epic for me. Thank you. So I believe I had just finished like throwing prestidigitation confetti into the air because they filled out my survey. So as the confetti kind of sparkles down, I'm gonna still stand there for a second and then look at Aiden and then back to them and then look at Aiden and then back to them and then real quick just say, "How long did you say you lived here?"
Eitrin looks over to his wife and kind of looks back. Well, we moved here about 6 years ago, honey. I think it was 6 years ago. You know, it's just that you want to be closer to where all the economy is, and we heard a lot of good things about Biston.
I'm
Hang on.
inciting that.
Okay, let me go ahead and counter roll.
That's a no.
That's a no.
Why do you have
I'm
gangplank
not
on?
gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what the modifier is
It's
essentially.
chill
but,
gameplay music.
it's very well rehearsed. There's definitely, this isn't like a nervous kind of like, you know, like half stuttering. It was 7. It was, this person is a good liar. You're just a better interrogator essentially, and you are watching from behind your mask for the faintest signs of sweat, of quickened pulse, and yeah, just he has a little bit of a tell.
Sorry, I would not have said anything. I'll let Aiden speak.
You're good. Too bad I'm better. And I don't appreciate being lied to.
Right there, Wolf. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, honestly, if you have a problem, if we're under some kind of arrest, then you need a charge. Isn't that right?
Isn't lying to an officer enough of a charge? I believe it is.
We can take you. We have a house where we've lived here. You can ask people.
Which people would you like us to ask? The other ones that have been following us?
Anyone. Just. Honestly, I don't know what you want us to say. We are who we say we are. And if you don't believe us, then. Oh well.
Would you mind being submitted to a circle of truth then?
You know what? Fine. I have nothing to hide.
You're absolutely right, except that is a lie, because you are not yourself. In fact, most of what you said is rehearsed. Please drop your illusion disguise. Now.
Make an intimidation check.
Sure.
With advantage, because Aiden's helping you.
With advantage. Fuck's my intimidation.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And you see, Eitrin, like is trying to weigh his options. Looks over to his wife and kind of gives that look of like sorry for, and the pretty ordinary and again quaint looking type peasant type man, you know, like as cookie cutter kind of nondescript as you could get, disappears, and in his place is definitely a well-equipped, kind of lithe, almost like a thief, but without like the dark cowl and like hood, but think more, you know, generic adventuring type.
Mm-hmm.
His wife does the same, and you see still female, but kind of an equally like wiry, kind of muscly, lithe type build. This is well above our pay grade. We're only supposed to observe you. We didn't mean any kind of, I guess you could say, offense. You're a very dangerous.
I am not offended.
You're a very dangerous group, and there's a lot of people who pay a lot of money to know your whereabouts.
What have I done that is so dangerous? I like to think I am a summer peach.
Blood still like oozes from like one section where you crushed that man's skull.
My shoulder joint pops because there's still bone stuck in it.
Who is having us tracked?
That's actually the nice thing. There's so many people that we're kind of spoiled for choice.
Oh, so we have become popular.
Very. As for us particularly, you understand how this works. If we tell you, we die. So, if
That's
all
bad.
the same to
That is
you,
a shitty deal.
it's all the same to you, we'd just as well be on our way. Perhaps get a head start on the people watching us watching you.
But it is important we know, are they bad people or good people?
They're people.
I can kill people.
Yes, you
I
certainly
killed
can.
people.
I mean, we have both killed people, let's be real here. But for both of you, you don't necessarily need to die. We are happy to protect you. In fact, I have my own little conservation project going on. I'm sure you would be happy to live in the forest with my friends.
Oh god, the kobolds. Yes, we're aware.
What do you know of the kobolds? How did you know?
What part of being watched don't you understand?
Those are my babies.
No,
How
you
long
got
have
it
you been watching us?
aggravated.
Eyes go red.
How long have you been watching us?
Not as long as you might think. Since you returned from your execution of Ladies' Light, I believe was what our group was assigned. Obviously, we can't tell you who they are. We'd be risking their lives as well as our own, but suffice to say, it's a group.
I turn and look at Aiden and say,
Say, how did they follow us? I am so quiet.
You are also really, really big.
I must be smaller.
I'm going to turn and look back.
I'm going to start naming lists. People on lists. Names. Except correction. Sorry. I'm going to start naming people. If one of these people happen to be one of the people following us, please nod. It is not necessarily going to get you killed. Silas. Thaddeus. Shadow Clock Intelligence Agency.
What?
Black Sphinx Guard of Assyria. Death Guard of Geb. High Artificers of Nex.
She's waiting until you finish, and if you're in, or he's waiting until you finish, and if you are one of the people you suggested is in there, then yeah, you just want to be like, oh yeah, it's that one, because then he'll fucking.
The Umbra Carnival. Chancellor Kemnebi.
You have a lot of enemies.
Bread. No, yes. Yes, it's a mixed list mostly. I haven't made too many friends, and my friends also don't have many friends, but they're my family and I pay attention to their problems. Were any of the people listed?
Well, you're not wrong. I can't be any more specific than that, but I'd suggest that if you don't want trouble, then you should move quickly.
I can move very fast, but the others cannot. How fast should we move?
Fast.
Who is the most prime target in this group?
Well, and you see he's gonna like kind of like pat, like dust off his pants and kind of like oh no, look at the time kind of way. Darling, I do believe it's time that we got back to the Mages Association. I think we're late. And kind of looks at you, and then just starts kind of like backing away a little bit.
There's a hand on a sword. I don't think we
I kind of reach out and just grab
I kind of just reach out and grab Aiden and I kind of like pat him on the shoulder a little bit.
I believe we are also late for our appointment at Pants Place.
They're gonna like stop if you like make like aggressive action, but they're kind of in that like, I hope you don't stop us. That's as much as we're willing to tell you. We gotta peace out now. Way or.
Oh boy, I cannot wait for a new pair of trousers.
I say,
Yeah.
pulling him away.
So they're gonna book it. And with that, now we're gonna tackle what.
Oh, I was
what-
gonna say, Lance or Lance.
Lance?
Aiden was going to attempt to like sneak out and stealth and follow them. And that's a 25 stealth, so I might.
I'll definitely allow it because I know what he's gonna do, but Vulcan is obviously the more obvious one, so I'm gonna take the long way around to get to the Mage Association.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay. So meanwhile, back in the Mage Association, 10, you are in charge of scribing. As I was saying before, the process is simple enough. It's just that the arcane, the built-in knowledge required to scribe arcane books means that you can't just get some high school graduate to do it. You need someone who's well trained in recognizing sigils and being able to recreate them by hand, even when those sigils aren't exactly native to this plane of reality. And as such, simple enough for you. This is what you do just a daily basis, basically. That being said, I want to make sure I got the right class for you. You're a sorcerer, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Making sure you're not like a wizard, because again, different methods of doing the same thing. But you're still proficient in Arcana, right? So.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
still
wizards
fine.
go to nerd school to learn their magic, and sorcerers are the jocks.
Right, but it's easy to play a sorcerer who actually is not proficient in Arcana, I think, unless it's a
Oh yeah, I mean it's not even a requirement for a wizard either, really.
No, I'm
Yeah.
definitely proficient though. I'm fine.
Yeah, so this is something you're certainly able to do. I believe the time was around sunset, like 5 p.m., because they started their beat at around.
Yeah.
That's not even a good analogy, Cybus.
It's not bad actually. Naruto had to learn. Sasuke was a natural talent.
But that's like the opposite. Sasuke practiced constantly, and Naruto relied entirely on his innate fucking magic.
You know what? He makes good points, I've You're wrong, and you're out of the game.
Cybus
No.
totally right. Never mind. Cybus, get the fuck out.
100% correct.
The QB was his sorcery points. Anyway.
Their creepy was a possession. Like a ghost.
But anyway, so the I guess headmaster, who's pretty young for a wizard, like mid-30s. Typically, when you think wizard, you think like wispy beard, old man. But yeah, he. Oh, you're here for the initiative then.
So it would seem, yes.
Well, my name is Angelo. This is the Mage Association of Biston. It's small, but it gets quite a lot done if I don't pat myself in the back too hard. Yes, we're copying down a lot of spell books for use in any guards or citizens who express an interest in taking up the I guess you could say the staff. It's actually paid for by the government itself, which is it leads to a lot of just half-hearted kind of applicants, but a lot of those end up being quite diligent sorcerers, or not sorcerers, quite diligent wizards. Obviously, we can't teach sorcery.
Right. So your government is training the people magic for free?
It's not mandatory, but yes.
That's very kind of you. Why do you feel people need to learn?
Well, they don't need to, but as has been evidenced, magic is a very useful solution, which Mayor Rory, feels should be more easily available. The sword is all well and good, but you cannot use swords to, I guess you could say, how do I put this? Swords are only good for one thing. Magic is quite a bit more flexible. It
I
can be
absolutely
used
agree.
peacefully. It can be used to build a building faster. It can be used to make a harvest more plentiful. And perhaps it's more useful to be teaching our guards how to magic than it is how to, well, pull a sword.
I think that's wonderful that you're teaching our people this.
Oh, I appreciate it. But obviously, as you're well aware, takes a very skilled hand to be able to transfer these kinds of runes, and as such, as many as you're willing to do would be appreciated. But we have quite a stack, and he kind of like guides you over to an area that's just like a library, that's arranged from the more simple tomes upwards to like third level spells. This place isn't going to be packing, like Time Stop or anything like that, but it's arranged with like difficulty levels essentially.
Okay.
So I'll leave you to go through whatever books you feel are at your level. Obviously, I understand that the more advanced ones take more time, so you're free to stick with the smaller ones if that's all you have time. And simply place completed tomes back in the same area that you got the originals from. That's just about it.
Okay, I'll go over to where he shows me.
Okay. Yeah, pretty small building. Pretty, again, quaint. Like most libraries, it's pretty quiet. And there are already a number of other people. Not so much adventurers, maybe like one other adventurer. But for the most part, just regular people that are busy either scribing or copying into their own personal spell books. Just cantrips, first level spells and the like. Or just studying, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to get to work, essentially?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a note just like in my head of like what kind of theme these spells are. Like, are they mostly like violent spells, or are they like, just like what generally they seem to be?
For the most part, non-violent spells, which isn't to say they don't have, violent spells. But yeah, let me pull up wizard spells so I don't, accidentally like put like a cleric thing in there.
Okay.
But yeah, so a lot of mending is a very popular. Message, light, dancing lights. But yeah, it has, and minor illusion is for some reason like locked off. Like they don't seem to advocate for minor illusion.
Okay.
But yeah, and given this is more or less for the sake of guards, you get a lot of things like identify, detect magic, comprehend languages, alarm, shield. Obviously, is a classic for any kind of reason. But you still have ones like Thunderwave and whatnot. But it seems like those are a little bit harder to get to. Like they're kept in a section that, there's a guard essentially that's like making sure no one's just walking in, grabbing like a disguise self and then just walking out with it.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a checkout system essentially to make sure that you're
Like a
not
library.
doing anything crazy. Yeah, it's basically just a very complicated library.
I might try to sit next to someone who seems to be working on higher level spells, just like pretending like, I want to learn or something.
Okay. Finding the guy who seems like he's doing the most complicated thing, you actually find a guy in his 20s, like young, pretty mousy, pretty bookworm type guy, very much the nerd archetype, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Who is busy copying down. If you look over his shoulder, you'll see that it's actually a fly spell.
Ooh. Okay.
Are you just gonna sit next to him, like right there?
I mean, not like right next to him, but like, a seat over or something.
Okay. You
Like
see
when you
him
use
as
the
soon as you-
urinal, but you don't pee right next to the guy.
Exactly. I know all about that.
Okay. Yeah. You see him kind of glance up, and keeping in mind that you're like, I'm not gonna say sexy tiefling, but like all adventurers are by virtue of just being adventurers, unless otherwise specified, kind of sexy.
I'll take advantage of that for sure. I'll like
That
smile.
and you're a sorcerer, which means you're kind of innately just really fucking charismatic. So even when you're not trying, like you just kind of sat down and you just like smile in like a natural way that this fucking nerd immediately kind of like is trying to pay attention to his book and can't not notice you.
Okay, I'll
and within
totally take advantage of that.
within a couple of minutes, you kind of get the impression that he's trying to pretend like he's continuing his work unabated, but you could tell that he's like deeply flustered.
Okay, after like 5 minutes or so, I'll like look up and be like, oh, this is so difficult. What are you working on?
Oh no, what's happened? Basically, yes, Vulcan. That is exactly what's happening right now. Oh god. Oh god, all the romance novels were actually true. But you
Wait
see
for
that,
your dreams to be crushed, boy. She just uses you.
you
She's
see him
just gonna use you.
you see him kind of like look up as soon as you say that, and like audibly like try to steady his nerves a little bit before what are you working on?
That's what I just asked you.
Oh, I thought you said this is really difficult, as in you were working on something.
Yes, I did, and then I asked, what are you working on?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a fly spell.
Oh, who is that for?
Well, it's for me.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's flying. Who wouldn't want to be able to do that?
We're both laughing. Hold.
Sorry. Well, I mean, you're right. What are you planning on using that for?
Flying, I imagine.
I mean, I don't have a plan. It was just, I don't know, for fun, I guess. There's nowhere I'm gonna go with it. I just wanted to see what it was like. But what were you working on? I can help. I've been doing this for years.
Really? You've been in the Mages Guild for some time?
Oh, since it was opened.
When was it opened?
Oh, well, about 3.5 years ago. Okay, so I gotta go back a little bit. It was actually established, I want to say 7 years ago, and I was probably be wrong, but it was made available to all about 3.5 years ago, and that's when I started.
Ah, I see. So you've been around for some time.
Yeah, I mean, everyone starts off with the basics, you know, all of the unseen servant type stuff. You know, having an invisible person to go grab you a sandwich. So it's and he kind of like just like at a quick like size up sees that you're equipped with adventuring gear. Like you as much as you can pretend to be like, oh no, what is magic? Like you look like someone who is capable. Actually, go ahead. If you're trying not to, go ahead and make a performance check. If you're trying to like Mr. Bean this into like, what? I'm so clumsy, infomercial style. But otherwise, it's pretty clear to see that just from your armor and the way you maintain it, that you're competent.
I mean, I'm still pretty low level, so I'm like, you know, I still don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'll kind of play down like the experience.
Okay. What kind of spell did you grab? Just what kind of spell level, basically? Or did you grab when you started?
Yeah, let's say like 2nd level.
Okay. So then he'll look over and go, I actually did that a couple months ago. Okay. So and he kind of like he's awkwardly trying to like not get too close to you, but he needs to in order to like he's fucking. This is the closest he's been to a girl in his entire life, and it shows. And to make that a fucking sorceress tiefling is like trying a fucking expert level DDR game when you've never actually played it before. So he's just gonna fail real hard. But he kind of like
ever to a succubus in his life.
pretty much. So he's gonna like head over and okay. Well, if you have any kind of knowledge of Draconic, it actually helps out quite a bit. So this symbol actually means wind. But not when it's by itself. Then it means something entirely different. It actually means kind of change. Winds of change is how I always remember it. And he goes on for a little while. Is there anywhere you're going with this? Because otherwise he's just going to try to desperately look impressive.
I mean, I just kind of want to understand like what the Mages Guild is trying to do here, because I don't know, I just feel like it's weird that they're trying to teach their civilians magic. But I endorse it.
Okay. So if you try to point the conversation in that direction, then he'll go on entirely too long about his history in the Mages Guild and that he's kind of made a name for himself. Oh, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm sorry. My name is Willem.
Well, I'm Tentoria.
It's nice to meet you. What brings you to the library?
Well, they just asked when we arrived if we'd like to help in any way, and I seem to be more leaning towards the enchanting area, so I decided to join in.
You really are. Oh, I mean,
Oh my god!
Oh,
I
Jesus,
love
Mary
this and hate
Joseph.
this at the same time.
Same here.
It's
so
magical.
I love this so much. Keep on going. Read your ice cream.
Jack's at the window. Just yes.
Do it.
Well, I heard about the initiative. We get a lot of adventurers coming through here. Not a lot seem to like copying notes like this, so that's a little bit rare. But a lot of them tend to be more of the, go chop a thing down with a sword or something. I don't know, whatever they do. They don't get to fly around. I can go invisible, but anyway.
I'm just waiting for the line of I can make you feel like you're flying.
I really
But so he gives you a history. This goes on for a while, and he's gonna help you try to get something done if you're like still like, oh no, how do I do this charm? Not that you really need any help. This is easy enough task that you don't actually really need any assistance.
Right.
But yeah, unless anything else, he'll give you any information you want, fucking eagerly. But nothing he'll tell you conflicts really with what you've heard already. If there's anything you want to like get like another opinion on, you can ask. But aside from that,
I mean, like, who exactly started this association?
oh, well, the association was started by actually the person currently running it, which is to say, I already forgot his name. I had it written down. Angelo. It was actually started by Angelo. It only recently opened its doors, and again, the last 3.5 years, as an initiative. So it was founded a little while ago. It was kind of just a library that got a little bit more magical than it got library, and then it ended up just being a Mages Association. You know how that works sometimes. You get enough books, and eventually you get magic.
That's true.
But so yeah, it's really hard to say when it officially opened because it kind of just stopped being it never stopped being the library unofficially. It just kind of happened.
All right, I'll like get back to like who just wants to go on the thing?
What?
What happened?
On the map.
God damn it! I leave the map for 2 seconds, and this is what happened.
Where?
I just saw it like appear.
But anyway,
Yeah,
Good job, guys.
I'll just like
Was it
focus on
really
like
there?
finishing this spell probably.
okay.
Oh, there it is.
After an hour or so of this, eventually there are other people that come through, either renting books or helping out, or just using it for its intended purposes. Eventually, someone does come through. Another pretty nondescript kind of guard sees the two of you studying, kind of goes, "Oh, all farms are evil." Okay. Kind of, excuse me, and he walks over to the two of you. I'm terribly sorry. Could I get your help with something very quick?
Yes.
It's just there's been, we don't want to alarm anyone, but there's been something of a problem outside that needs someone of your talents, I guess you could say.
I'll like immediately get up.
Okay. And he's gonna like, okay, and again, keep it quiet. We don't want panic. It's just that there's been an attack.
What sort?
You don't know. Some kind of infiltration, I think. One of the guards has been already taken out.
On the town?
Yes, I don't know why. It's just I found a guard unconscious in the street, and I figured the best thing I could do was get someone a little bit more qualified. And he kind of like nods at like the badge that you like the sticker type badge that you were
Oh
given.
yeah. I'm gonna insight him.
Go for it.
I believe in you. Oh,
Okay.
damn.
You have no idea.
Okay. All right, I'll just kind of like nod to Willem and like, would you like to join?
Me? I only know firebolt. I don't. I'm not built for that.
Well, you could use that. Give it some practice.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Hell yeah.
He's love drunk. It's the same as being drunk, only for chemicals. 20. And you see him again, kind of try to steady his nerves. Okay, but I'm going to go invisible, so that way they don't know I'm there. And if there is a problem, I can sneak attack them.
Perfect.
So, you're not gonna see me, but I'm gonna be right next to you. All right?
Well, you can nudge me if there's anything going on that you see.
I didn't hear anything you just said.
I said you can nudge me if he sees anything.
Okay, and with that, you're gonna see him crack out his little like, it's not even like really a spell book; it's more like a spell notepad. But after a few incantations, he just vanishes from sight.
Nice.
Is he like super loud as he walks?
He's not stealthy. I'll put it that way. Now that you know, especially if you know he's there, like he's not trying to like tiptoe. You can just hear like a third set of footsteps along with you in this guard.
Okay.
Why you guys gotta put swastikas on my map?
What the fuck?
But this
They're
this
not
guard
hateful.
this guard is going to okay, very well, this way, and he's gonna kind of urge you towards this direction. Upon getting to the unless you're doing anything, he's gonna lead you to an alley essentially.
I have my guard like so high up.
Okay, he runs ahead of you, into the alley, and there is in fact a guard, either dead or unconscious. You can't tell from this distance who's slumped against a wall, and he kind of runs over and like shakes him a little bit. Yes. Okay, he's still breathing though. It's the important thing. I can't find a wound. I don't know if he's asleep or if there's I tried to use my cantrips to get him awake, but he's not waking up.
All right, I will start approaching the body really carefully. Can
Okay.
I tell, like, is he like a real guard? Like, is he wearing like the full uniform and everything?
Go ahead and roll perception. How close are you getting?
I'm barely entering the alley.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw roll.
No.
No.
15. That's enough to beat it.
Okay.
This guy is not a very good wizard. Actually, let me check because I want to base this on an actual thing and not just. What's your saving throw again? Just so I have a point of reference.
Who?
Wait.
Tentorius.
What?
I don't know. I'm busy looking for
Well,
the
if-
enchanter actual stat block because I forget
The-
what CR
Like what I'm
these kinds of
better
people
at,
have.
or
Don't worry about it. You know what?
Iden's-
I'm gonna find it.
Iden's spell save DC is as high as it could be at a 15 at his current level.
my spell save is 16.
Never mind. I got it. Sorry, it just took me a while to find it. Okay, yeah, DC 14.
Okay.
Yeah. He kind of like looks up. Hurry! It's just over here.
I'm sorry. What the
you-
fuck?
Well, since you made the save, you know what happened. As soon as he said, "Hurry, it's over here," there was a magic tint to it, and you had a momentary compulsion to just go like, "Oh, I need to go over there and help." That you realized was a charm person spell that you just succeeded at getting past.
I'm gonna start running.
Okay. Shit. Get her. And you see like say like kind of like half like that angry half whisper, towards the roof of the building. Go do something. I'll find the other one. And you hear like an audible "Oh God!" from somewhere near. And the guard immediately is going to try to make a blind shot at at the area where he knows the invisible guy is, because he wasn't being stealthy. He trusted this dude.
Wait, he's aiming at Willem?
He's aiming at Willem.
Oh no, not good boy.
+6 to hit.
Willem, no!
No, Willem, no.
Willem is a squishy boy. Oh, with disadvantage because he's invisible. Sorry.
Run.
No,
Oh shit, that
Willem.
just misses.
Oh,
Because Willem's AC is 12. So even invisible, he's not hard to hit. You see him like a firebolt just skits across the wall as this guard unleashes some level of cantrip. And you hear Willem yelp again as he just kind of books it. You hear like the slap of footsteps as he just starts running. So you're just gonna like run into like the open, like find like a crowd essentially, and like be that. You can't like blend in and be like fucking Jason Bourne. There's not enough people for that. But if you're in
Jesus
public,
Christ,
they
it's
can't-
Jason Bourne.
I'm gonna try and run towards where I left my group.
Okay, good music by the way. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, it's Idenol 10.
Jesus Christ, it's Centauria, unknown last name.
So the lot of you, or not a lot of you, you start running. You don't know where Willem is, and well, he's invisible, so it's going to be hard to tell, especially when you're pelting it away. So you don't know whether or not he's following you or if he's just booking it himself. But as soon as you start running, you see a second person. Kind of hard to tell. You're not looking really, but someone else is dropping from the rooftop and very quickly giving chase. There's like maybe like a dozen people on the road that you can like get to within like a turn of movement to be like, oh shit, like safety, because you hope they're not going to be able to like throw a firebolt into a crowd.
I'm like listening for like Vulcan or anyone who's like, obviously loud.
Iden's not loud right now. He has a 25 stealth up as he's following
Vulcan
those thieves.
Oh yeah.
Vulcan, you can
I'll
spot
just,
at any
like,
fucking
start
distance.
calling the names of everyone in the group.
Okay.
Just, like,
they're
screaming.
gonna get one round of casts at you before you actually hit the main street. So really quickly, they're trying to keep this really fucking quiet. So one of them is going to be. Let me see if I can do this correctly. One of them is gonna be at 3rd level. What spells do they have? Well, it's not gonna be fucking fireball. That's for fucking sure.
Babies. Children.
Let's go with 3rd level magic missile. And that would mean fucking A. At 3rd level, that means 2 more, so 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So 5. So 15 plus 5 for 20 damage.
I'm gonna shield.
Okay. So seeing the incoming barrage of bright light, you immediately kind of throw up a wall of shadow that just swallows all of them completely whole.
Hell yeah.
The other one, seeing that, is gonna go, fuck, and is going to try to charm person with disadvantage. So go ahead and make a wisdom save with advantage. Actually, no. Hold person, regular. So make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Yes, hold person.
Ooh.
14 makes the DC. 14 is the DC. So yeah, you're still pelting towards the main road, and there's a moment where like you seize up and like the air around you gets solid and like dense before you
Slow
kind of
motion.
just by sheer force of will just force your arms to keep pumping and your legs to keep moving, and you get past that area that's affected. And at this point, you are now hitting the main road, and you get a lot of looks as people see you running full tilt out of a side alley. But there are witnesses now, so you're no longer going to get mugged essentially. And it's
Unless
at
they're
this
all
point,
in on it.
it's at this point that you will see kind of like almost like a fucking train going through snow, Vulcan just plowing through the crowd. Yeah, I mean he's 8 feet tall. You can't not see him if he's nearby. Vulcan, keeping in mind that you're looking exactly for something like this, see Tentoria just explode out of a side alley, and you do see 2 people noticing you at the same time that you notice them, as they just fail to well, actually the only the one on the roof who would be visible. The other one's in the alley where you can't see, but the other one sees you and then just immediately jumps into the alley where he's invisible to you at least. You don't know if they're giving chase or not, but you've lost visual on both of them, and Tentoria is safe at the very least.
Wow.
Where am I now? Because I was ahead of Vulcan following the
in that case,
2 people.
We're going different directions.
We were, but I was. But you said you were taking a long way around to the Wizard's Tower. I was following them directly.
So which way did? Hang on, because Tentoria's not on the map. We're gonna say that 2 is the Mage Association. So if I can put Tentoria on the map for a quick second. As soon as I find her, goddamn good. So we'll say that Tentoria is here, kind of in this alley between these 2 buildings, and has just managed to. Oh, it's holding on the wrong button. That's why. And has just managed to break into the main road. So Vulcan, you went down the main road and then up that street.
Yeah, I was following entirely the main road because I was under the assumption that these strangers were taking back alleys to get back.
Okay. Aiden, which way did you go?
Following the strangers, so whatever route they took is
Well, that's
the
the
route
thing.
I followed.
So the direction you approach determines whether or not you would be able to see them.
But I was following them hot on their tail.
Oh, the other ones that you left behind.
Yeah.
So you're going the opposite direction entirely.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
they
they're
said they were
not-
going back to the Mages Associations. They were
No,
lying.
they said that because they
And then-
were trying to give you the hint that that was
Yeah.
the area that was gonna see action. They're going somewhere else entirely.
Okay, I'm following them.
Okay. They know that you're following them because
I rolled a 25 stealth.
Okay, we'll say disadvantage because they know that you're doing something like this. So go ahead and roll again. Sorry, bad roll. But like I said, they know that you're doing this, so they're on the lookout for you to do something like this. And given that they have experience of how you operate, it's a little bit difficult for you. Sorry. But I'm not going to tell you what they rolled for perception because it's still entirely possible they rolled lower than you. That's not a bad stealth roll, really speaking. Give me a second to roll in. Because I don't want to tell you whether or not they succeed.
Perception with advantage, but instead of me with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you whether or not they succeeded. But you, at the very least, feel like you're hidden. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But you are tailing them, and they're making a break, essentially, for a house. We'll get to you in a bit. For now, Vulcan, you see Tentoria has just exploded out of an alley. You see one of the 2, well, you don't know there's 2. You see one of the culprits kind of see you and then just immediately retreat into the alley. And you 2 can reach each other within a turn or so we don't need to get into that. But at that point, the 2 of you reunite, and those 2 are... Oh, fuck.
Whoa,
No idea.
Ooh.
Did you, like, go, like,
Space.
Jason's Bourne or something like that?
Oh, no. It's the end of the soundtrack that I was playing. But some asshole put his own channel, like, subscribe to my channel thing in there. I'll change it in a second.
So minor key.
So many keys. Anyway, so yeah, you two are now back in the same area.
He'll see me like whispering at the air, like, Willem!
My God, she's gone crazy. What did they
you-
do to you?
Well, he's gonna respond. He see. Oh my God! Is that? You stay away from her.
Don't worry. He's a friend.
Tentora, you are trailing a goat.
No, he's I think on our sides. I'm not sure.
What
they
side are we
tried-
on?
Who were those guys?
I have
Vulcan-
an invisible friend. Don't worry about it.
Understandable.
My name is Willem. I'd shake your hand, but it looks like your hand's made out of fucking, like, a vice.
I would also love to shake your hand, but you seem to be a ghost. Which way did they go?
I saw them and they went that way.
Alley.
All right, Vulcan's gonna start leaping.
He says they went that way, but he's invisible, so you have no idea where he's pointing.
Well, Tentoria said alley, so I'm bolting down the alley.
Tight squeeze, but there's still 10 feet.
So for reference, with the dash, I can move 80 feet in a turn.
Jesus, you got fast.
My speed is 40.
You are a fast fucking robot.
I have big legs mostly.
Ching, 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 ching.
Yeah, you are the least stealthy thing that's been here since.
Oh, I
fucking
want them to
dragons.
know I'm coming.
Be afraid.
It's kind of like being in a tunnel and the rails start rumbling. That.
Well, the problem is that you don't know which direction they broke because there's a lot of back alley here they could have like easily slipped into. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm real good at those.
I'll be following with them.
Okay. Then go ahead and make me one as well.
Okay.
Ah, real good at those.
Maybe I don't need to.
That's a natural 19.
It's pretty solid.
I mean, if this was Varric, it'd be an 87. So.
I mean, do you still want to roll? Because you can. Okay. 19, 21, you both see, actually, both of them. They're going separate directions. They're splitting up. One of them's kind of going like northward or like northwest. The other one's going southwest. They're not stopping to look back at you. Essentially, they're booking it.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
I immediately turn and look at Tentoria.
We should absolutely split the party.
Oh my god.
Which directions were they heading again?
Northwest and southwest. So basically, it's straight lines in either direction away from you.
Are they going
And-
back
and
towards
towards-
the Mage Association?
No, the Mage Association is 2. So they're going this way and this way.
Okay.
Which one looks like is the closest to a gate?
Probably equal distance, but we'll say the one going southwest is probably closer to you.
Oh wait, was one on the roof?
One was on the roof of the Mage Association, dropped into this alley, and then from there has started booking it away.
On the
They're
ground.
they're avoiding the main road for obvious reasons. And yeah, the one on the roof takes a little bit longer to get somewhere, so he's going this way. The one that essentially shot magic missiles at you was standing in the alley, and he's further away, but going northwest.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one.
Okay.
I'll chase the one south.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and whatever, because it's been we haven't even gotten into it yet. What's everyone else doing at this point? Because your stuff. Well, actually, let's tackle it by one. Jack and Gray were still in the inn. It's around 6 o'clock-ish. Gray, you were fucking. You have the worst hang. Well, no, because Cybus prevented you from having the worst hangover of your life.
And you eat a good meal.
But at this point, you guys can do whatever you'd like. You're both awake. It's not going to be as dramatic as what's happening outside, but yeah, Gray, you're awake. Jack's just sitting in the room. I imagine, like whatever Jack does for fun. What does Jack do for fun?
Fiddle with his hat.
And Cybus, you're in the room too, right?
No, I left after Jack yelled at me.
Okay. So what are Gray and Jack up to?
Gray just got up, so he's probably just stretching. Probably finishing up my meal. Where's everyone else?
I would like to point out it's going to be very difficult not to hear Vulcan roar.
Oh, I plan on it.
Can you not hear it from the window? They're running a
Well,
ruckus.
that's the thing. We'll say the tavern was 4. We'll say the inn is 3. So that puts Gray and Jack at 3. So yeah, you would have.
But okay. Or maybe.
Sorry.
I thought the inn was 2 before, but I guess now
No,
it's
the mages. Whatever. We're doing this now. The Mage Association is 2 now. I could be wrong. This is what we're going with now. Don't worry about it.
So, Jack,
I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I didn't expect to be in this at all, so I have not been paying attention as to what the fuck you guys are doing.
God damn it!
I mean, you know what? In character.
In character.
You don't know. You don't know what's happening. Neither does Gray. So I would say that you want to.
I'm trying to make it so you're not left out.
Stop making it hard.
We're in the tavern right now, right? Like we're in the inn.
You're at the inn, which I've decided is not part of the tavern.
Okay. Do they have like a dining room area ish?
I'd imagine they would, yeah. They don't. I mean, they probably serve food, yeah, but
Up
Yeah, they
for
have
some food.
I'm gonna work out an arrangement to go play music for money.
I will assist you with that, for sure.
for some reason, all I can imagine is like Gray doing like a stand-up comedy routine, or not that. Jack doing a stand-up comedy routine, and Gray just providing like the Seinfeld baseline.
I mean,
I like that
both
idea.
have levels in Bard, so yeah.
But anyway, yeah, you can easily do that. After a while of you guys, they're getting food, getting ready for dinner. Essentially, it's getting a little late. Gray, you feel surprisingly good considering that you know like should be dying of your hangover, but not bad. Why are two German? Yeah, okay. I'll take that token off and that token.
Actually, give me 2 seconds. I just have to move my laptop to another. I can still
Just-
hear, but I
Just
can't.
before we go into like all the like crazy nonsense part 2, I just want to know what everyone else is up to. Is all I'm trying to get out of the way. In that case, we'll wait for you. What's Jack's do?
Oh, well, he's
You
at
said you were
the-
gonna go to the blacksmith to help craft some stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say the blacksmith's 7. Why not?
Okay. And I'm there. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So that you know, I guess I'm making nails or some shit. Making them really extra sharp.
Okay. Hang on.
Trying to put arcane stuff on them.
The blacksmith is actually a blacksmith / tannery, so they do leathers as well. It's called the Second Skin.
Oh.
But yeah, we're gonna gloss over some stuff only because there's enough nonsense that we don't need to go through the whole fucking song and dance again. But yeah, the blacksmith is an older guy, just pretty much think Skyrim, you know, any of those like I used to build iron for the Nords type, but busy panning out a number of everyday common kind of tools, shovels and whatnot. No swords, seemingly, but we're fast forwarding on some of this stuff. But is there anything you're doing during this thing? Are you just doing whatever he tells you and making the basics, or are you trying to get some information out of him, or what are you doing?
Both.
Okay, what are you trying to find out?
How, what's the history of this place?
Okay.
What's the history of this
Nothing that you haven't already heard. Essentially, Biston's founded, you know, like a couple hundred years ago. Pretty recently in the vein of like cities being established. Was just like a basic trading post that at this point is now, you know, made a name for itself. It's only since the incident, I guess you could say, the rise of the Rune Lords, that this has gained any kind of real fame. But yeah, history aside, this place isn't too interesting aside from their new take on adventuring. Welcome back, Ray.
My other question, hey, something really interesting, I never really see it, but Tiefling, Captain the Guard, really? That's not something you see every day.
It's certainly unusual, but
That's
racist.
racist.
Rory earned her way into the higher echelons of the government through effort. Honestly, I'm not surprised, but she's done a fair enough job. No reason to begrudge her for her unorthodox methods if they prove effective as they have.
Unorthodox?
He kind of like points with like a hammer at the badge, the little sticker badge that you kind of have on your arm.
Oh, dear word.
Honestly, having your entire economy depend entirely on transient adventurers known for not doing as they're told seem unintuitive. But can't fault your work ethic, and he kind of points at some of the things you've already finished producing. And again, all of them are super simple things. All of them are really basic items that the town needs. Because they're not at war or anything like that. The Guard has all the swords they're going to need, basically. And aside from basic maintenance, why make more? But the craftsmanship you've employed, go ahead and make me a tinker's check.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, tinker's check. What is that again?
I don't
Tools.
remember.
It
Did
should
you
be in
take
your
your
tools
tools?
section. There should be an intelligence. I think.
Intelligence. Okay.
Add
should be
Tinker's tools to
intelligence
your
based.
inventory, dude. That's Steve's.
Oops, whoops, wrong one.
It's probably the same number though.
Yeah, but okay, 19's better, so we'll take it because Jax is pretty fucking good at tool. Or else he wouldn't have made a fucking robot beetle. Especially when you're dealing with things like shovels and like nails. But yeah, having finished a number of them, he kind of points at your tool, like at your little pile of completed project. Goes, obviously, if it gets results, who can blame her? But one day, and he goes back to hammering, you adventuring types might stop coming through, and then what happens to Biston? Not to mention the trouble.
Well, I'm pretty sure somebody in the future, if, like, let's say 100 years, find another way to get money. If people are
Oh.
smart enough,
There's always ways. I'm just saying, types like you tend to attract problems,
unwanted attention.
among other things.
I always do, but I try to get out of the way before the unwanted attention comes.
Oh, and you do. You absolutely do. But, other people, not always so lucky. Biston was under attack a couple years ago.
When? Like, by what?
Well, there was, we'll call them assassins. A couple of people tried to get in here, tried to murder one of your type, an adventuring sort. He's famous now, some archwizard, but, stayed in the inn for only a single night. 3 people died. Now, some would look at that and say, oh, those assassin types, they are, but honestly, never been any assassins before then, more than a few after. There's always so much intrigue and whatnot. He's still at this point, he's more talking to himself as he's kind of hammering. But you can tell he's kind of just like lost in his own head while he's going on. Always so much intrigue and mystery to the adventuring lifestyle. Never talk about the cost.
I learned about the cost of adventuring,
I'm sure you did. And I'm sure this is just one stop in your big personal journey that leads God knows where. But we'll still be here after you leave, regardless of what happens. And it's someone's job to pick up the pieces. Rory's been doing an excellent job of that, and again, I don't fault her for her involvement in the events, but it's hard sometimes. I'm going on about nothing.
No, it's
you've-
all right. It's interesting to hear somebody who's been here for a long time and their point of view of things. Do you hear that rumbling? Is there an earthquake?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
probably high. Put him on functioning on something.
Honestly, wouldn't
I
surprise
will
me.
bathe in your blood.
Wouldn't surprise me given his construction.
Hey, don't talk shit. It's pretty good, you know. State of the art.
Depends on who you ask. But
You're asking
again,
me,
I'm
who's made very interesting, intriguing items like my gun. And my
yes,
beaver.
I'm very familiar.
With my familiar. Familiar.
Honestly, I expected a lot better. And I don't know why. Anyway, I just need you to come to the back room. Can I get you to make a wisdom saving?
Ah,
God
shit.
damn it!
As soon as he was like, yeah, he has better construction, you're like, he instantly dropped. Anyway,
What do you mean?
he knows about your gun. Fucking 17, your wisdom saves, guys. As soon as he says, how about you come to the back room, you get the... you get the exact same thing as Centauria. We were like, oh fuck.
Why does everyone hate us?
Wait a minute.
It's almost like you guys were being fucking followed by a group of people that are waiting for an opportunity to fucking pick you off anyway.
Wait a minute. This doesn't feel right. Look at the guy.
As soon as he says it and you manage to shake it off, you immediately realize that you successfully managed to get past the charm person. Neither of you guys fell for the charm person. I'm a sad boy.
I'm gonna put my hand on the guy. My
So sorry
metallic
to
hand,
disappoint.
and say, how dare you? Say, how dare you?
Oh shit!
Okay.
You got tased, bitch.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. 13 damage! Shit, if this guy was a commoner, he'd be down.
Should be super dead. That's like 4 commoners.
That's like 4 commoners. As soon as he tries and you shake it off, you just immediately reactionary. Darth Vader kind of like reach your hand out and an arc of electricity shoots from your metallic fingertips.
It's a touch.
Oh, it's a touch. You gotta
touch
fucking.
his shoulder, and I
you gotta
said,
fucking-
How dare you?
Okay, then yeah, you kind of go for like the stranger danger shove. Only this one is a taser.
And after
Leaving
that, I'm eating
Stranger taser shove.
and shove him with an electrical burst into the shelf where he's just getting out of his chair. You see him kind of fall back. I didn't want to come to this.
I'm gonna run now. I'm gonna say, tell my brother that I love him.
All right. So yeah, you as soon as you're out the door, you see Vulcan is just steam pounding his way through a bunch of village.
I think you're a little bit far away to seeing Vulcan.
Well, we're going the same, or this is happening basically simultaneously.
But that if it's happening simultaneously, then Vulcan's still really fucking far away.
Oh yeah, he
She
is.
But she might see me, but I'm also stealthed up, so she probably won't.
Probably not. Go ahead and roll perception.
I could, if she fires her gun, I'd hear her.
No, I was gonna do.
But
I
that's
was gonna
about the
fire my
only way.
gun.
Are you?
Yeah,
At what? Just in the air? Just a signal?
yeah, in the air. Try to get Vulcan's attention.
Okay. Seeing Vulcan way off in the fucking distance as he finally rounds that corner heading towards Centauria.
Okay.
You fire a shot. Am I
Vulcan-
correct? You're not gonna do anything else?
I'm gonna run after Vulcan.
Okay. For the last group, just to be sure that I know where everyone is before we get into the real meat of things, that still leaves us with Cybus, who is. What are you doing, Cybus? You were going to like a local church.
Well, yeah, I imagined that after I gave him the meal, I would have already done the cooking part of my duty, like made the guard barracks all them a meal, and I'd probably go to do the church stuff.
Okay. So you're just doing generic good deeds.
Yep, peace be with you. Your sins are
Okay.
forgiven.
Generic good Samaritan.
Given.
Do I not look like a follower of Serenray?
I'm sorry, what?
Like, do I not look like a follower of Serenray? I will take your prayers.
Saren Ray accepts all. God damn it. You get a little more acceptance than you would in other cities because Piston is a pretty progressive town in general. But no one's trying to fucking like axe you in the back room. So we'll go ahead and say that just on the street corner, preaching the word of bread, and passing out like pamphlets and free samples. It's only a matter of time before your attention is grabbed either by the giant fucking robot pelting past or the gunshot that comes shortly thereafter. But either way, you're kind of like immediately like, oh fuck, like knowing that this can't be a good sign. We'll say you can put yourself anywhere on the map that you'd like, really, because I don't know where you'd be
Where's the
preaching
church?
gospel.
No, I mean-
church would probably be closer to the center of town. We could go 8 if you want.
Yeah, I've not to take some the not the preacher on the corner, but just like, oh, you want to talk about bread? I'll tell you happily talk about bread.
I would say that just there are going to be more people closer to the center of town because that's kind of how towns work. So that seems like a fine place. So yeah, you'd see and hear Vulcan thundering past you way before Jax fired a bullet. So you'll be rejoining the fray in just a second, which
That
only
sucks.
leaves. What's up?
It's gonna suck.
Which only leaves Gray and Jax, who are busy performing for their meal. You guys gonna do anything else, or are you just gonna hear the fray happening
Yeah.
outside and join them?
Actually, how far away can Drax's gun be?
300 feet.
How big
The
across
audio?
this town? 100
there's
feet?
a thing,
Roughly
100
800
feet
meters
per-
is a standard.
100 feet per 2 squares.
You're talking about the sound?
So you guys are well within range. You can absolutely hear her gunshot. Vulcan, however, cannot.
Nope.
So
Still gonna be running up.
so I'm guessing we're doing like a comedy routine kind of thing.
I'm
You
immediately
hear the
stopping.
gunshot. You unmistakably hear
Yep.
a gunshot.
I'm just trying to like say like, hey, yeah, mid whatever the hell of routine that we were going through, we're gonna stop that. Sorry, folks. We have to make our way.
Yeah,
And
the gunshot. Other people heard it too. Like this entire inn is kind of like pressing their faces to windows, trying to figure out what that shot was. Guards are already kind of rushing to the scene.
Onward
Alright,
to the
I guess-
scene!
Yeah, we're running.
Yeah.
We're running over there. I guess.
Sivas would have walked up, would be walking towards Vulcan until he heard the gunshot, then he'd be running.
Well, roll perception because it's just at the edge of 300 feet.
Who?
Simus.
Oh,
You'd peer
I was about
away
to say,
from-
like, I have a passive 19. I can, but
Hang on.
Yeah, it's just barely. Like if you don't hear it, then you'll just be following Vulcan. But if you do, then I'll give you the choice. But Vulcan can't hear it. He's just too far away. 20?
Jesus,
Yeah,
this
you hear
spear
it.
is 12%. Holy fuck.
20, you hear the gunshot.
And I see Vulcan's not running in that direction.
Yeah, Vulcan's already past you and is like he can't hear shit over the sound of his own fucking servos. He's doing his own thing.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna chase after Vulcan to get him to go where I heard the gunshot.
Okay. So we're gonna retcon a little bit and Vulcan, you and Tentoria are about to split up and chase these two guys as Sivas kind of catches up with you and well, I'll let you RP it if you'd like, but alerts you to the fact that there's another angle.
I felt like I should be panting, but I have no lungs, so there's no need to pant. There's a gunshot this way.
Go and assist. I will get this one.
Wait, this one? What's going on over here?
I'm still running.
Okay.
Mhm.
Blank.
What's up?
How far away is this guy?
How far away is what guy? The guy you're chasing?
The guy in...
We'll get to that because it's been a while since we went into Aiden. Aiden.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm juggling some things. Aiden, you have followed these two. Again, not sure if they know that you're there or not, but they've kind of ducked into a building. Seems like a pretty ordinary house. Yeah, where you are is basically where they are. Pretty nondescript. There's nothing about this house. It's not a shop. It's not a townhouse or anything like that. It's just a regular residence.
I mean, I'm probably guard up, like following them in. I found where they live. That's all I needed to know.
So you are following them in?
Oh yes.
Front door?
Is there an easy way that could enter through the second floor?
There isn't a second floor. It's a pretty basic
No.
residence. There is a window.
I'm going through the fucking window.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and make. I mean, yes, Ibis, if we're playing by real life rules, but if there's precedent in the guide in the actual rules for the range you can hear a gunshot, I got to go with that.
All right.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead and re-roll a stealth check for me.
I mean, going through a window isn't quiet.
Well, you don't have to smash it. You can open it. It's not locked.
Oh, I can? Okay. I mean, I was planning on darkness, self, and smash the window.
You can still do that if you'd like, but you don't need to smash it. It's not locked.
Okay, I'll try the stealth route.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Okay, let me go ahead and secretly roll their perception check. Noted. They either rolled a 1 or a 20. I'm not going to tell you which one.
So either they absolutely know I'm here and I'm about to have things happen, or they have no idea.
But yeah, you very quietly get to the side window, kind of prop it open, and just sneak in. They're not being quiet. You can hear they're very quickly throwing some things together. And given the stealth roll that you just made, you can very easily get to a point where you can just peek past, and their backs are turned to you. They're just busy, like throwing things into a suitcase, essentially. Yeah, they'd be talking. The two of them are kind of like, oh, this has gone completely sideways. How did you fucking a disguised person? You could just have put on makeup. They wouldn't have known. The other villagers would have. God, they're busy complaining to each other about this. They're gonna be so furious. They're going to try to kill us. You know that, right? You don't just.
Well, I'll keep listening for a bit, but I'm casting darkness on myself.
You don't just betray the Iron Scarabs. You can't just walk away from this kind of thing. Okay, so hang on a second. You had to look it up? I don't actually remember.
Okay, cool. I'll just make it all up.
If I'm not mistaken, it gives you +1 on saving throws against enchant person, and it gives you +1 on your DC for save or enchant person. Not to mention you can cast some spells through it, but I don't remember which ones.
Okay, I'll look it up.
But anyway, yeah. So you can overhear essentially who hired them. But aside from that,
once I get that detail, I'm basically gonna walk around the corner and say, "I'm gonna need you to leave all of that." As there's an orb of black darkness behind them.
Oh, did you cast it behind them?
No, I cast it on myself, and I'm behind them.
Oh, okay. So just like an area of shadow just like erupts into existence. You see the both of them kind of like look up into this perfect sphere of darkness all of a sudden, and just kind of like back away, pressing their backs like a wall. They're trying to get as far away from the diameter of the orb as they can, as both of them kind of, God damn it! Listen. We're not assassins. We're spies. There's a difference. We're not here to fight you. You can have this shit. It's not important.
Spies have lots of information. Tells me a lot about things. So if I recover your information, well, it's not really your fault for telling me.
Do you want to know?
Everything.
Your friends made some very dangerous adversaries. And they would like to be kept aware at all times of where they're going, what they're doing. You're making waves. You are in the possession of, and well, you're in darkness, so it's not like you can point at what it is, but it's like you're in possession of some very, very heavily desired artifacts. Just walking into a village. Some of you, just not even disguised. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but your friends, at the very least, make a name for themselves. We were hired to find out where you were going, and then to coordinate with other groups to ensure that your valuables were put to better use. Yes, we were hired by the Iron Scarabs. Yes, we come from Assyria. There's more than you want to know than that I don't know what you could possibly want.
Who are the other groups? The Iron Scarabs? Or are they the other ones working with you?
There are groups far more worrying than the Iron Scarabs. I don't know who they are, I just know they pay us.
Fair enough. You'll be leaving your things and leaving now.
Yes, we will. You'll find the actual Itron in the basement. He had modified memory. He has no idea who anyone is. Make sure he's untied.
Fair enough.
With that, they're gonna try to their hands up, backing out of the back door.
I'm letting them go. And basically securing their stuff, securing the house.
Okay, we'll get to that. So, let's keep it in order. Cybus meets up with Vulcan and then alerts him. Vulcan, you see that this guy is probably around 60 feet away from you. Probably maybe we'll go with. Fuck it. I'm gonna roll 1d100 for feet away. Shit.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Hello.
He started backing off and then turned around as soon as he saw that you joined up, and in that moment of hesitation doesn't know which direction to flee. And there's a momentary distraction as Cybus gets up to you and is like, hey, there's a second front, that Jax is firing. But you're ignoring him completely as you and Tentoria both look at your separate quarries, the other one being much further away. Actually, no, because I specifically said that one was further away than the other. So the one that you're looking at, Vulcan, is 67 feet away. The other one is 27.
Okay, I can still reach them with a dash.
You can still reach him with a dash.
Vulcan told Syvas to go the other direction, so Syvas started going where you heard the gunshot.
Okay. That's going to take a while. But in the meantime, so Vulcan and 10, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I think I'm chasing the other one up north.
So you're chasing the one that's 27 feet away.
Yeah. So with a full movement, you can actually get there and still use your action. So what do you like to do? There's no chase required. You're in range.
Oh, great. Okay.
She's looking.
In the meantime, if you wanna do whatever you're gonna do on your turn, Vulcan, go ahead.
Hold on. She needs to understand something.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Intense.
Vulcan is, you said 67 feet away, right?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, Vulcan is gonna see the guy 67 feet away, do a quick calculation, and his legs are gonna, the plates on his legs are gonna open up a little bit, and
Reciprocal bursto.
yeah, kinda. It's not a retreat this time. I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat, Advance, whatever, on the guy. So I'm gonna blast forward, and still have an action left as I literally jump over him and land in front of him.
Okay, easy to do. So Cybus, as soon as Vulcan, you tell Vulcan, and Vulcan's just like, please assist Jaraxxus, pursuing target. Jets open on the back of his legs. He's just doesn't even barely touches the ground. It's like a horse at full gallop, just this kind of vibrations in the earth as he pounds towards his prey and then jumps way too fucking high. clearing like smaller sheds and whatnot in like a single bound before slamming into the earth in front of him. Go ahead and take your action.
Does he do the Akira bike slide without a bike?
Basically.
Yes. And then I say,
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
I'm gonna grapple him as my action.
Okay, so an opposed athletics.
Or acrobatics, your choice. 32?
Give me a second. While I find a suitable.
He needs a nat 20, man.
Oh,
Just roll a
I was
d20.
busy looking through things. I wasn't looking at what you rolled. You're fucking Vulcan. Of course, it's impossible to escape you.
He's a nat 20. So just roll that.
Fucking the build, man.
I'm really good at
Well.
holding things. Not
Never
much
leave
else.
me.
Okay. So
Vulcan gets to say never leave me to one person.
Pretty much, yeah. So I'm
you rolled a
holding him.
natural 19 plus 13. Yeah, there was never a chance. Okay, so yeah, the guy attempts to like wiggle out and just with unerring machine precision just slam a single fist around his waist, like grabbing like a oversized doll, and then just there's nothing he can do about that. You see him kind of struggle like against it for a second. That doesn't mean it's his turn, so he's gonna just slam a dagger into your hand.
Okay.
Or a short sword, I should say. He actually makes 3 attacks. So that's a 19,
No.
24,
Yes.
and 17.
No.
Fucking if you had an advantage, you'd be dead right now.
I'd be dead.
Hang on, because he also gets to make sneak attack. So that's
From
gonna
what?
be.
He has to have an ally nearby, doesn't he?
Oh, you're right. I just was thinking
Or advantage.
Unless he's a swashbuckler.
when it has advantage. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So I let
Um,
him stab and show that it doesn't bleed, and then I'll just look back to him.
You're going to have a long talk with me now.
God damn it! And he like looks over to like where the other one is, which brings us to Tentorio. What are you doing?
Yeah, I want to see if I can cast Frostbolt underneath him so it like makes him flip into like a building.
He's gonna make a dexterity saving throw, and the DC is gonna be whatever you roll to hit.
Okay.
15. Okay, so dexterity saving throw. His dexterity is pretty good though.
Damn it.
So I'll try. As you kind of see him taking off, you shoot a bolt, pretty solid precision, onto the area beneath him. But it is dirt, and even frozen dirt isn't that much more slippery than regular dirt. So he just kind of crunches over it with no real concern for what you just did. He assumed you just missed.
Let it go. Let it go.
And yeah, he's still booking it. He's gonna use his bonus action to dash, and he's gonna shift into another gear essentially as he just
I
starts
think that
running.
leaves Daz with basically one or two more shots before he gets away.
Well, that's the thing. We're in a place where you can easily duck behind buildings and whatnot to break line of sight.
So probably one more shot.
Probably one more shot. Let's go ahead and change over to Jiraxis. Jiraxis, you just ran out of the blacksmith's shop. You're not sure if that was actually the blacksmith or someone disguised as the blacksmith. But either way, fucking the blacksmith is apparently not on your side. Gray and Jack kind of bust out of the tavern upon hearing your gunshot within a few seconds. What are you?
I am still running.
Hang on. What about? Someone just sent me a thing. I don't understand. Like, why is it a secret? But anyway.
With a dash, you can basically move 1 square per turn.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get away from my target to find Volk and
Yeah, I'm on it now. So you're just gonna run towards Jack and Gray? Is that the plan? Because Vulcan, you saw at the very end of your like you saw him make a corner into that alley. You don't know where he went. You can't see him anymore.
doesn't matter.
You have other allies. They're right there.
I don't know where they are.
There is a building blocking your line of sight to them.
That's true. So at least for one turn, you'd be sprinting, which means you can cover essentially like one square. So you'd end up like here.
Very cool.
So yeah, Jack and Gray, you guys bust out of the tavern, and I assume head towards where you heard the gun.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems like a safe choice.
By the same rules, you end up kind of busting into the main road and see Jack's just sprinting towards you.
I'm gonna, when I see them, say, "Get back inside! Get back inside!"
At this point, the blacksmith or whoever he actually is going to emerge from his shop, and is going to attempt to make a crossbow shot.
Come suck my dick, motherfucker!
Okay.
Actually, he's going to make 2 shots. Sorry, so that's a 13 to hit and a natural 1.
Hey, they both hit. They both miss.
They both miss.
Come
Yeah,
suck my dick, motherfucker!
His aim's still thrown off. His aim's still thrown off by the fact that he was just electrocuted. His hands are trembling uncontrollably as he kind of tries to fire the first one. The second one, he can't even get the bolt properly loaded. It just kind of like twangs off the side. He's, God damn it. He's gonna
Fun fact:
try to.
crossbows doesn't matter how many attacks you get. Crossbows can only make 1 attack a turn.
Fair enough.
Unless you have a feat.
Fair enough.
How
Let's
far
just
is he
assume
from
that he
me?
does.
Let's assume that he does.
Or you have a repeating
How far
crossbow.
is he from me?
He's a full dash away, so he's like
I'm gonna
maybe
fucking
like
shoot him in the face.
70 feet-ish.
Fucking shoot him in the face.
Not your turn,
It's
though.
not your turn. You just did your turn dashing.
It will be.
But it will be in your turn. It will be your turn in a second. So sorry, but Aiden's conversation took too long, so we're assuming that he's out of things for a little bit while he tries to hear about what's going on.
That's fair. I expect that.
Okay. So moving back to squad number 1 here. You now have this guy pretty firmly in your grasp. So I assume that you move on to step 2 of the Vulcan process, where now you just like lock it down, get the restraint.
Oh yeah, locking him down, picking him up off his feet. Question: normally with a grapple, you can only drag a target at half your walking speed. Would that apply to Vulcan? If it's a large size or bigger, I would say yeah. But how about like medium and smaller?
Yeah, I'd say given circumstances, if he's restrained, like not on like your first turn of the grapple, but on your second turn of the grapple.
Yeah. No,
probably,
this is my
yeah.
second turn. I'm gonna initiate the grapple part, the restrained part of it.
Yeah, I'd
And-
be willing to accept it.
And with one hand, like pinning his arms to his torso, I'm gonna kind of lift him up.
I will say
And
that if you
as
grapple
we-
2 people, you'll be moving at half speed though.
No, that's perfectly fair. But with this just one guy, I'm gonna pick him up by his torso, arms pinned to the side with my one hand, and I'm just gonna start walking to the darkest alley that I can find while I'm saying,
I'm going to start listing names. You're going to start nodding and telling me things. Quickly.
that's where I'll end my turn.
Okay. Which means, Tentor, you've got another turn. This guy's booking it. He's not even like taking the time to stop. You've got one more turn free, like really lose sight of him, and then it's gonna be much harder to track him down. What do you want?
Okay. If I run up all the way to him, how far away would I be if I use?
You'd be about like 60 feet-ish away from him if you use your full movement to get there. So he's about 90 feet away. He can fucking move.
Yeah, but I want to do something that needs to be closer. So.
60 feet's the closest you're gonna be.
Okay. All right. I'll get as close as I can, and then shoot him with a scorching ray.
Okay, go ahead and make 3 attacks. Unless you're upcasting it. Shit, son, those all 3 of those hit.
And I want to try to aim them so like he like struggles to get back up.
Well, that assumes he gets knocked down. Well, if you're aiming specifically for his legs,
Yeah.
strictly speaking, if you want to like specifically target things, I'd ask that you specify that before you make the rolls because it increases the DC.
Okay.
But given the 2 of them, so 2 of them, if you're aiming for his legs specifically, are definitely gonna hit. The third one is gonna be.
Okay.
So go ahead and so 7 fire damage, and then natural 20 that second one.
Yep. Roll the nat 20 on it, not the.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I clicked the wrong one.
Okay, so we'll take that first 7. So that'll be a grand total of 16, 21 damage to his legs specifically. So yeah, seeing that he's getting away and seeing you're not gonna be able to keep up with them, you focus your attention, using the scorching raid. The first shot kind of just to like get his attention almost, and the other 2 just to pound him. One in like the back of like his heel, and the other one solidly in like the thigh. You see like sections burnt off of his armor as he kind of just falls over. You just did a natural 20 on the leg specifically, so he's down. You can tell that even with that level of damage, he's not going to be down for very long. He's already trying to get back up, and he's going on adrenaline here. His only objective right now is escape. So we'll get to that in a bit. Jack and Gray, you see Jaraxxus pelting towards you, and behind her in the background, a guy with a crossbow attempting to take shots.
I didn't get in trouble this time. Promise.
I don't believe you. How far away is?
Well,
About 100 feet, 120 maybe.
Not that it matters for me. I'm going to bonus action light my sword on fire. Light on. Then I'm going to dash and tabaxi movement. I am 5 feet in his face. Because it goes from 30 to 60 to 120.
Is that your full? Is that your full turn though? Because you bonus action.
That is my full turn.
Yeah.
But also, he's got a disadvantage at point blank with
With a crossbow. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Also,
yeah, so
I zoomy up in his face.
yeah, so
Bitch, be
Gray,
afraid.
Zoom.
Gray, you look over as Jack just kind of gives that like heavy sigh of like, what did fucking Jaraxxus do now? Before getting his sword out, super casually, lighting it on fire, just like immediately springs to flame in his hand. Kind of stretches once, twice, gets into the block stance, and then just like a giant flap of his bat wings is off like a fucking crossbow bolt. Jaraxxus, you like see him coming like a fucking furry missile, and just like shit, as he streaks past you towards this guy, sliding to a stop right in front of him. He did not expect that. Nobody ever fucking does.
I'm gonna.
Can't
Greg,
explain
you can
yourself.
see Jaraxxus' face. He's in pure terror right now.
Gray, what are you doing?
It's a 2-on-1 fight. Do I need to be there, or should I keep running towards the gunshot?
It's your call.
The gunshot is literally right there.
The
That's
gunshot
where you heard
is-
the gunshot.
is where you were.
Oh,
There's- oh,
okay.
the gunshot sounds
Jaraxxus
very
is the
familiar.
gunshot.
I don't know why I thought. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna dash over, which moves me 1 square. Woo! And that's kind of the end of my turn because I don't think I have any bonus action attack items unless anyone wants insp. Eyebrows raised, looking at the two of you.
Yeah, so
Cough once for yes.
so you see Jack just like fucking explode out of the gate towards this guy, and you're just like, you're not that fast. It's actually a little bit like demoralizing to know that you're that much slower than Jack is.
Oh.
But all right, so that's your turn. Jaraxxus, you're seeing this happen. Continue trying to run away.
I feel like that there's more, so I'm gonna keep on running. But I'm gonna pop up Jasper. See if he sees anybody in the rooftops or in the alleys.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check
Alright,
for Jasper.
Alright, Jasper.
It uses Jasper stats. I think he has you.
I'll be right back. I can't hear you guys for the next 20 seconds.
Okay.
Good job, Jasper.
Nice. 1 second. We put Jaraxxus on
And
the board.
since he can fly, it's a bit easier.
Oh, Jaraxxus, I choose you.
Okay, so with 17, you can see a couple. Actually, they're gonna roll stealth. We'll see if the 17 beats their stealth rolls. There are a lot of people. Like, just the gunshot has attracted a lot of attention. There are guards rushing to the scene. There are interested civilians running to the scene. There are terrified civilians running away from the scene, and it's impossible to know who, if any of these, are spies or assassins. There's too much activity, and even though Jasper is seeing all of this, he can't tell.
I'm gonna. Am I right next to Gray? Right now?
Yeah, you spent your turn moving, right? So.
I'm gonna. Well, I technically. Yeah. But if I still have movement, I'm gonna try and grab his wrist and keep on running.
Okay. Well, you're running opposite directions.
Yeah.
I don't know if Pieball is back yet, because it's up to him whether or not he wants to fight that.
I want to fight that.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. As Jaraxxus runs past you, he tries to just grab your arm and it's like, nope, we're going this way. But if you wanna make like an opposed dexterity or strength, you can try that.
Oh, you have to roll too.
It depends on if you're really trying really hard to grab him.
I'm gonna try my really best because I don't. This is not a really good situation.
You make a strength check. He makes strength or you
Then
make a
Athletics
check.
versus athletics or acrobatic.
So go ahead and make an athletics check there, Jaraxxus.
Oh boy!
Or, actually explain what's going on as opposed to
I don't think
telling
we really
us
have
to
enough
go
time in
away.
the middle of combat. Also,
So,
I can use acrobatics.
Yeah, you can use acrobatics if you'd like. Yeah, you see Jaraxxus try to like grab your wrists. You're just like, fuck you, and you keep running. So
I'm gonna scream. to
opportunity missed.
I'm gonna try and scream at Gray. My friends, people are after me. They're here. They're trying to kill me now.
And so we send them to the law.
No!
I am the law.
What's the law?
Fucking!
The guards can take care of it. We
No,
just
they
need to
can't.
incapacitate them.
No,
Gray-
they can't.
Gray's gonna dash.
Gray.
Is it my turn? Can I dash?
Yeah, we'll say this is this was your section essentially. So yeah, that's as far as you get. Okay, with that we'll go back to team number 1. Vulcan, you've got this guy pretty firmly locked down. I'm not even gonna fucking bother really trying to. What's the rule? You know the rules better than I do at this point for grappling. But can you make? Is it with disadvantage? He makes an acrobatics check.
No, he's just got to beat my. Yeah, he just has to beat my grapple now to get out of it.
Okay, but is
So
with
it would be
is with
it'd be
disadvantage
acrobatics.
or
Let me just double check.
That's only
Depends.
then.
Depends
I think.
on what restrained does to him. He can technically still make attacks while restrained. He's just at disadvantage.
with disadvantage. But is the attempt to get out of it with disadvantage?
Only dexterity saving throws. So
So
no,
no.
his speed is 0. He has no bonus to his speed, and any attack against me has disadvantage.
Okay. So he's gonna use his action to try to escape. He's got pretty good dexterity. So
Okay.
no, that was a natural 4. But
I mean,
Vulcan,
you never know. Let me roll. You were so close.
As you consume
Fucking
his
naturally.
turn there.
So close.
That being said, if it's not that big a difference, you've got another +7 on him, but that's not an impossible gap.
It's not. But
so
The
so you
battle
would-
isn't necessarily keeping him here. It's the mental war that's about to occur.
probably
So
yeah,
as I stop him from wiggling,
considering
I
how
s-
easily you just captured him, yeah, it wouldn't be too hard for you just to do that again, really.
yeah. So
So-
I'm just gonna say to him,
The mayor prevented me from killing people today. She said nothing about dismemberment. I would like you to start talking now, please.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
As you envelop his
25.
very being.
You usually have an advantage on these intimidation checks, only because whenever you make them, you generally like have a person's throat in your hand. Just occurs to me.
it's
I say
the
with
war to get
advantage.
there.
I say with advantage a lot.
Hey, eventually, I'm gonna come up against a giant, and it's just gonna be an arm wrestle. That's it.
But yeah, so as soon as you he tries to wiggle out, and you could tell just from what method he's doing it, he's not just like randomly like you got panicking. He's trying some like well practiced methods, you know, like breathing out heavily to like lessen your grip.
As soon as he does
like,
that, I'm gonna take the boa constrictor approach and squeeze a little tighter every time he exhales.
Yeah, you only make that mistake once, but yeah, he's beginning to panic a little bit, and at this point can't really talk very easily, if only because you're kind of crushing his lungs. But
Open up
you
a
can
little bit.
you can tell by just by his facial expression that he's accepting that he has no other way out of this. What's Tentoria doing? You can catch up with him, but he's going to try to keep running. Is there anything you want to do to try to immobilize him again? Or do you want to just make stim attacks, or what's up?
Yeah, how close am I now? Can I get, like...
You can with your regular movement, you can close the distance back to around 40 feet, I'd say.
So I'm, like, 30 feet away?
We'll say 40. It's not quite enough to close it in a single, like, dash, but... He made quite a lot of headway, and I will say that his speed is halved, but he can still take his bonus action to dash, on top of just his action to dash, which means that he is a fast fucking person. Actually, can you guys would know better? Can you use your bonus and your regular action to dash if you're a thief?
Yes.
So yeah, he can fucking move,
And
but you
that's
reduce his speed by half.
after... Wait, but he's on the ground now, isn't he?
He is right now,
His legs
but he's
are
going.
fucked up?
But he's going to. His legs are fucked up. He's on the ground. You move in 30 feet, which reduces the gap to 40 feet. And on his turn, he's going to get up and continue running at half speed, which is still faster.
He gets, so he'll have 7, well, we'll call it 10 feet of movement for getting up and moving at half speed. And then another 30 feet of movement for his dash, double dash.
Right, which is still faster than Tentoria, unless she's dashing. But it's still a close chase. But at this point, you know, you've done damage. It's not an impossible one.
Execute him. Execute him.
He is on the ground, which means you have disadvantage on ranged attacks. Actually.
Disadvantage?
Yep. He's
Yeah.
prone.
Ah.
But a fireball doesn't have an attack roll.
You would have disadvantage on the dexterity saving throw required to dodge a fireball.
So
But also,
with him on
you're
the ground,
in a village.
yeah, with her on the ground and the full movement, she's 40 feet away. You said?
He's going to start his turn on the ground. She's currently 70 feet. I'm saying that after the 30 feet of movement, she'll be 40 feet. You got me?
Okay.
Yeah, what are you up to?
Alright, I'll just dash to him and, like,
Okay.
straddle him with my lust energy.
Well,
That's still not enough movement.
that's still not enough movement. That still leaves you 10 feet away.
That's a good spot to be.
You're 10 feet away with dash. Is that cool?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and at this point, Aiden, you'd probably, we'll give you one more turn. Sorry, Aiden.
Well, I'm gonna literally what I'm doing after the conversation is searching house, securing place, securing
Okay.
evidence.
So yeah,
and
you're
information.
not.
So I'm
involved.
out of this fight. I'm
Okay.
out of this fight.
That's fine. Which brings us back to team number 2 here. So we'll start with Jack. Jack, you are in melee range. This dude is very quickly trying to stow his crossbow and draw a short sword. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a swipe at him.
Go for it.
See, it's just him. I'm gonna booming blade him. Does
That'll
a
hit.
17 hit.
That'll hit.
So that's going to be big oof. 14, 20, plus the booming blade.
Also,
That's
wasn't your
just
sword on
4.
fire? Oh, that's right, because it was flamed.
Yep.
My bad. So grand
that
total
is
was
24.
24. Jesus. On top of the thunder damage he already took, he's rough.
Yeah.
He's an assassin, not a fucking tank.
What is my building area like at the moment?
What's your what?
The layout of the land. Is there anywhere I can move out to take like cover?
Right now, the two of you are standing kind of in the middle of Main Street, so it's a pretty wide open road, and there's no one crazy enough to just like jump in between the two of you, considering the speed with which this happened. You will have defeated this guy pretty soundly by the time anyone else even tries to intervene, just because you could pretty much do it on your next turn unless you completely miss, which isn't likely considering his AC. There's not a lot. If you tried to use your movement to hide, you could get to the side alleys on either side of the road. But yeah, like there's nothing immediately nearby. If that's what you're asking. It's a road.
Yeah, sure, why not? I will move 30 to like take some cover by a house, like into an alley.
Okay. So he's going to like defend against the second attack, and then you just like, and then just run away.
Yeah.
North or south, out of curiosity?
Let's go north. Because I
Okay.
just came from the south, right?
Well, you came from the east.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, real quick, you just kind of... Gray, you see Jack close a distance, take one fucking samurai strike at the dude with the rapier, and then just immediately peel off, leaving him bleeding and staggering in the main road. Given that you're not as fast as Jack, Gray, you can also see that their city guard closing in. They don't know that you're involved really. All their focus was on this altercation. But you can get there first because you noticed faster than they did. But you suspect that very quickly there's going to be some explaining to do.
The tricky thing about this situation is, I don't know what happened. I know Ash was running away.
You can
from
always
him.
deny involvement. You weren't there.
But also, this is the moment where where Gray would be like, he's the one who caused this commotion. Seize him.
You absolutely could. I'm just letting you know the situation. You can do whatever you'd like.
You know what? I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna try to get the guards to seize him.
Okay, so are you gonna close distance, or are you gonna remain where you are? You're still like a solid 30 feet away, or let's say you're pretty far away. I think you're still.
God, seize that man.
You're not in melee. You're not in melee range. Is the point. So you're gonna move your movement to get closer or farther away.
I'll move an extra 30 feet forward. Then I'll just start screaming, "Guards, him! He's a criminal." See, and just
Okay. Go ahead and roll either a performance or a persuasion.
Let's see which is high. They're both equal. You know what? Let's try something.
I believe in you.
Nice.
Hey, I believe in you. It did work.
Okay. Seeing this happen, as soon as Jack clears the area, leaving this confused and terribly wounded blacksmith in the middle of the road, looking like he's just, because he was expecting to be killed just now, or at the very least, like put down, and now he's kind of left. He doesn't even know where Jack went because he flinched at the moment, essentially, where he's just like, wait, what? And seeing he's just standing in the middle of the road, you just point and go, that's him! That's the guy! And he kind of like looks up to you, like, wait, I'm what guy? And guards are already kind of rushing past you towards the area, and you just kind of you're still ahead of them a little bit, but they're dashing, and I don't think you are, so they're kind of overtaking you and heading towards them.
And with my job done, I'm gonna turn around on my next turn.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot you existed.
Just like my mother.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and cover that for 1 second. You're running the opposite direction. You hear Gray behind you kind of pipe up that, oh, hey, get him! But you're booking the other way.
Yeah. Seeing that I can't try and really Vulcan anymore, I'm gonna try and head into the tavern.
Okay. You mean the one you showed up in, which is 4, or the inn that Jack and Gray came out of, which is 3?
3?
3 is an inn, 4 is a tavern.
Yeah, sorry, 3.
Okay. You can make it with your full dash, just inside the door if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. So you just kind of like slam, and you're pushing through the crowd, a lot of which is trying to get closer to the action, see what's happening. But pushing through, you just managed to get inside the door and kind of like force your way in. Like, you're getting a lot of looks because you're a tiefling with a metal arm who just showed up out of breath in a tavern or inn. But
I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna try and speed walk to the counter, pay them 10 gold, head up to my room.
I believe they only had 2 rooms available, and both of them have been bought.
Yeah.
I'll say that I'm one of them. I'm saying I'm, you know, Ray's and Jack's friends.
You don't know that's
Oh
where
yeah,
we
I don't
went.
know. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the
Want me to
innkeep
go here
is.
first? Yeah, I'll just
The
stay
innkeep's
here.
like, nope, we don't have any rooms available. I'm sorry. Like,
Listen, give me a room for 5 minutes. Any room you have in here for 5 minutes.
well, considering this took your full movement just to get here, we'll have this conversation in a bit. Simus, you can catch up to either side. I'll let you decide which of the two you're chasing.
Well, I was already heading towards the gun shop.
Oh, you were heading back the other way?
Yep.
Then that would explain why it took you so long. Then sorry about that. Because yeah, you've been running the other way the entire time. You just get you catch the sight of Jaraxxus rounding the corner to get into the inn, and in the distance you can't really see Gray because he's shorter than most, and he's standing in what is now quickly becoming a crowd of people centered around a point.
I mean, to be honest, Syvas, you get to move 1 square around, about, so you're probably not that far forward.
Well, he's dashing, so
That's with dashing.
yeah, it is pretty far. It took you a while to get here. That's where you are basically. So you see Jack stucking into the inn. You see a crowd
I
forming.
don't see Gray. I
on the
don't
main
see
street.
Jack.
Oh, sorry, I said Gray. Yeah, you see Jaraxxus stuck into the inn, and there is a crowd forming on Main Street.
Not knowing that my teammates are over there, I'm gonna follow Drex.
Okay, we'll get to that on next turn. Jack, what are you up to? You're now in an alley, and you see a number of people closing in on this blacksmith. If you want to roll stealth to remain unseen, go ahead. But
Oh no, did you want to give him the turn first?
the guy, given he's mostly dead, you use booming blade on him, right? So if he moves, he's gonna be in some serious fucking.
Ah, I was hoping you'd forget. And he
No,
just
I'm not that dumb,
eviscerate
and neither is
himself.
he. He knows what fucking booming blade does. Given that he's mostly dead, he knows to try to take probably kill him. And try to accept. He's gonna try to be like, "What are you talking about? I'm just a blacksmith." You can already see him kind of like getting back into character almost.
One moment. Ooh, yep, that works, and that works. Let's see. I am going to. Well, yeah, dude, fuck it. From the alley, I'm gonna cast sleep on this bitch.
On the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, given he has very low hit points, I don't think that he has much of a chance of succeeding at it, but I'll tell you, he has 12 HP.
This is only 5d8, so I guess we're gonna. That's no sneak attack, but
Yeah, but it's still 23, so it's more than
Yeah.
enough.
so he's passed the fuck out.
Does some random civilian pass out too?
No, they're not close enough to it. So yeah, you kind of just reach a hand from between this alley and just have you go to sleep. You see him kind of his eyes roll up in the back of his head and he just falls face first into the dirt.
So I'm immediately going to cast or put my sword away and walk up to him.
Okay.
and just kind of like check for pulse, make it look like I'm,
Like a concerned citizen?
doing the... Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a performance check.
Sure.
10?
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to, because you did like in like a single turn, which is 6 seconds. You like ducked out and then ducked back in. So like most of the people who see you doing this are also ones who saw you like stab him in the first place. So
Yeah.
you get the.
I'm sure they're all entirely confused at the what the hell is going on.
So is the DM.
So is Cypher.
And to be perfectly honest, so am I, because I haven't been paying attention.
Oh boy.
What a fun time in Biston, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and address Tentoria and Vulcan. Vulcan, the interrogation begins. What do you do?
Employer.
Look, there's more than one, okay?
Yours.
Okay, listen. I'm part of a group. We are hired. We're mercenaries. I'm trying to remember what the Red Mantis. Sorry, Red Mantis.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
We're ordered not to kill. However, there's that. You're supposed to take people alive, which is very unorthodox for us if you know anything about us. But job is a job, and money is money. I was like, I don't know if the music cut out at the same time Salmon didn't say anything and I just lost internet, or what's up?
Why?
I don't ask why, I ask who.
What are you looking for?
A tiefling. 2 tieflings.
You're the best of the best. Who else is out there?
The less I know, the better. All I know is that there are several groups.
Continue.
My only objective was her, and he seemed kind of like glance over at the area where Tentoria already had run. As for the other one, it was not my group, and I was not briefed on it.
Are you all Red Mantis?
No, we're working in conjunction with other group. Comes from the far shore, known as the Iron Scarabs.
The Iron Scarabs are here.
I don't know much about them, I'll be perfectly honest, but all I know is that apparently they are a little bit more militaristic. Another outfit, another mercenary group. Goes where the coin is. They don't have the numbers that we offer, so we struck a deal. Mercenaries hiring mercenaries, but... Was there anything else?
Besides my group, is there anyone else that you're looking for?
If there was, I wouldn't be told.
Vulcan squeezes a little harder.
If I was, they would.
Are you looking for my maker?
Who? Who?
He squeezes a little harder.
I can't let anybody find him.
Oh, then you're doing an excellent job.
You promise you're not looking for him?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Where is your employer?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, they'd probably be contracted in Corvosa. So he'd give you a tavern. It's in Corvosa. Just there are several cells. The deal was passed along by superiors. I don't know who paid the actual contract.
What is the final goal? To simply observe or to kill?
Was to capture and detain. What happens after them? What happens after we get them is that's not my job to know.
And only the 2 tieflings.
Yes, I was told that you were part of it, but that's why I tried to separate you. Because of this.
I loosen up a little bit.
Your honesty is appreciated. What will you do once I let you go?
Mm-hmm. If I return, they kill me. So I will have to change my face. Oh, you know, that's easy. I can totally evade the red mantis.
Just give me 1 sec.
This is where the fun begins.
Anyone there?
Yeah, we're just busy typing secret because he wants to know some things.
Circuit.
1 sec.
Hey, Ted. That's.
What?
I need to show you something.
I don't think we're near each other.
No, I'm going to show you something.
Oh,
My
okay.
character.
Ooh,
Idiot.
fun.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Cool.
Natural 20.
Oh,
He
shit,
doesn't.
dude.
He was told that you were there, but when you started questioning like, "Hey, who's my maker?" and all that nonsense, he genuinely has no fucking idea what you're talking about. His goal was the tiefling. He's being honest.
He'll gently lower him to the ground, but keep him maintained in his grip.
I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you live. You're going to go and change your face, but not before you deliver a message. Please let the Red Mantis know. If anyone comes after my friends again, I will demolish them.
Yep. Message received.
No. Make sure it is delivered. I will know if it's not.
I'll tell them.
Excellent. Always remember, I have a blood sample now. I'll always be able to find you. Never show your face, or any face of yours, around my friends again.
He's just gonna back away. Like, there's nothing you can say to that. He's just gonna book it.
Go.
Oh boy.
Tentoria, you have caught up to this guy. I forget. You dashed. That's right. So you're within 10 feet. He's gonna use his action to get up, and he's now, I think, using it to sprint. So he's 40 feet away again, and limping, but still moving pretty hard. So you're 40 feet.
I'm 40 feet again.
He's moving. He's trying to get away from you. This is gonna keep happening until you immobilize him, or until you catch up in restraint, or well, that's immobilized. Until you immobilize or kill him, he's gonna try to keep escaping.
Shoot him in the kneecaps.
I will say that if you manage to do any more damage to his legs realistically, he's not going to be running anymore.
I'm gonna magic missile his legs.
That is an automatic hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
The long range kneecap.
bitch.
Yeah,
I shot an old man in the kneecaps.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do the third. I mean fourth.
it's almost subliminal. It's almost like a subconscious thing for you, where he starts like limping away, and like you think to yourself like, God damn it, and just without even really putting any thought into the arcane formula, black shadows just kind of like coalesce around you, forming darts that just stab into his leg as you see him once again fall down. And at this point, tries to get back up, and just one of his legs immediately gives out from underneath him.
I'm just like,
And-
nope. Cool.
He's not unconscious. He's given up on the option of crawling away on his hands and knees.
Is he just like standing on his knees now?
He's on his ass. He's like in a sitting position, like arms of support, trying to that weird sideways kind of scuttle to try to get away from you, but not at a speed which matters. Just keeping an eye on him.
All right, I'm gonna yell out to him. I'd suggest now's the time to stop running, unless you want no leg.
Yeah, he couldn't if he wanted to. He's stopped.
All right, I'm gonna go up to him.
Yeah, he's eyeing you pretty warily.
Okay, I'm gonna like walk around to his front and just like kneel in front of him, kind of just like in pity on. All right, I think now is about the time you tell me why you decided to take me into an alley, knowing apparently what I can do.
211, element of surprise. The robot was far away. Seemed as good a time as any.
Good to what?
You're a smart girl, at least that's what we were told.
Who are you working for? Why did you decide to attack me and my friend?
He's gonna. Do you have the shard in a place that it's visible?
No.
Okay. We were told you have something valuable, something dangerous, something much better suited in the hands of someone more ambitious. That, and honestly, it's just a problem that you're around, you and your friends.
I'm gonna like step on his knee that I magic missiled and be like, "You call this not so ambitious? I'm sorry, I don't seem to understand that word."
There are people who would like to see you removed before you do any harm. That wouldn't have to be violent until you... And he kind of like looks at his legs. You had to get all... Couldn't you just come quiet?
I'm just gonna like lift my foot and smash it down on his knee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to start screaming in the middle of the night in my own room, but you can imagine. God, listen. This doesn't have to end this way. We were only told to bring you in alive, and we failed. We're going to. There's nothing I can do to stop the people coming after you. You understand that, right? I'm a pawn.
Who are these people?
The Red Mantis, the Iron Scarabs, there's any number of very shadowy people from overseas that apparently don't like you.
And what's to say I don't just end you right now?
There's a weird tremor to your arm that seems like it's nerves. Only your other arm doesn't seem nervous. Like you know, like you get like the jitters if you're like hopped up on adrenaline and whatnot. You have a very localized version of that.
Which arm?
I'm gonna get this wrong. Which is the arm used to scroll words the other night?
My right arm.
Yeah, that's the arm. And if you look down, you notice that it's getting noticeably darker around that arm. There's the beginnings of a burning sensation, like somewhere around your shoulder. Listen, I can't do anything to call off the people who want to see you captured or, well, I don't want to say killed. I don't know. It's not my job to know. My job to make sure that you're contained.
I'm just gonna grab his throat and push him into a wall with that right arm and say, I need some names. Specific names.
I don't know. They don't tell us names. They don't give us specific names.
Give me a location where you meet them.
It was back in Corvosa. Listen, I don't know who they are. I only know that we're getting paid for it. They came from Assyrian.
I like loosen my grip a little bit.
They came from Assyrian, and they told us that you were a threat.
How powerful would you say these this group is.
They're hiring us. Well, they're rich. If they are more powerful, they're doing it themselves.
I'm deciding what I want to do with your life right now. Something's telling me that I should just let it end.
He's still maintaining that like level of defiance that's like he's not terrified. I mean, he's a trained mercenary / assassin. They know this is a possibility. He's not gonna be like, oh god, what? I mean, you gonna.
Does this group ever come here to meet you for information?
No, our job was to capture you and separate you from the group, get you on a boat, and take you back to Corvosa. That was the job.
Where's the boat?
It's in the dock.
Which boat? What's the name of the boat?
It's called the Jewel of the Sea. It's an average boat.
All right. If you would like to live, you're going to take me with you and my friends to your boat, and we're going to meet these people.
They already left.
But if you captured me, you'd have to go back.
You see that look of like, are you fucking serious? Like, that wariness of like, I see what you're saying, but I don't believe you.
Listen, I want to find out who these people are, and you are my only way of figuring it out.
So what? We just throw you in irons and escort you at your. As soon as they see the robot, they'll know something is up.
Were you not supposed to capture everyone?
We're supposed to capture you. The other group was in charge of the other one.
Alright, so then you come with me. I let you live for now. And we figure this out together. With the other group and my friends.
The other group's either successfully captured your friend or they're already dead too.
Something makes me think they have the same idea that I do. I'm just gonna like start dragging him by his collar.
Okay. Let's go ahead and jump back to Jax. You are now having this conversation with the innkeeper. It's like, just give me a fucking room. I don't have any rooms though. I don't have any.
Listen to me. It's a matter of life and death right now. If you don't give me a room right now, bad things will happen. And I don't want those bad things to happen to you.
I don't. What?
Hero to dickhead in 0.3 seconds.
Please.
I don't.
I beg of you.
I can't let you just barge into someone else's room.
You have a back room that I can use. A paint, like, I don't know.
There's the kitchen.
Please, I beg of you.
You cut out, so you're okay with the kitchen?
It's like, just let me use the kitchen, please. I beg of you.
Fine. And you put 5 gold in the thing, right?
10.
10 gold. Okay. It's around now that Cybus is finally caught up, and you'll bust in to see the innkeeper swipe 10 gold off the table and say it's behind, like point the way to like the behind the counter essentially, like the employees.
Actually, see Drax.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say?
Actually, see her? Him?
Yes, you see this happening.
Draxus, why'd you fire your gun?
I can't really. I'm just too busy trying to get into the room and getting ready to use my my disguising kit.
So Draxus doesn't respond to me?
Yeah, you hear or you see Cybus like come in the door and ask you what's up. That happens.
Come in here.
Follow in.
So, I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I assumed as much when you fired when I heard the gunshot.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, you know.
What'd you fire at?
In the air. I was trying to get Vulcan's attention.
Really? He ran the other way and told me to come after you.
I think. Well, it looks like looks like some of our past has come back to haunt us.
Must be a different past than you told me about.
No, why is Vulcan running the other way? It feels like there's somebody else, you know.
He said, I'm taking care of this one, you take care of the other one, and pointed in the direction where I heard the gunshot. I'm quite confused.
Well, some guy I was doing work with the blacksmith, right? And I was thinking, yeah, it was part of the whole freaking, part of the badge. It's volunteer work. It's making nails and stuff and making some casual talk. And then he told me, hey, you should come into the back room. Guy tried to charm me. Managed to shock him and get out of there. And I fired the shot, tried to get Vulcan's attention. Or get any of you guys' attention, really.
Seems they're all pretty spread out.
Mm.
What did they look like? I start looking outside.
I don't know. They're wearing casual clothes. I think one of them might have saw me in here. I don't think that I should. I feel like I should get out of here.
We should find the other group. Get strength in number.
But I think they'll follow us there. I don't feel safe knowing that, yeah, they got, attacked. But I feel like that they'll try to get us or get me again. Regardless, they might ambush us.
So I was just kind of choose over that. It would be unwise for us to wander out and not knowing where they are. Can you send your beetle out? Try and find them.
The beetle is out. The thing is that it's on very far visibility, though. I can't really see through the beetle
I'll tell you what.
The beetle's eyes.
I will stand in the inn, being obvious and seen, and look outside. If anybody comes after me, you'll watch my back from hidden, from out of sight. And
Okay.
you shoot them.
Well, I was going to use a disguise kit,
You can do that too. That way we stay here at a central point, and if we hear anything else, we can move to our team.
Alright. To be honest, it was kind of funny seeing him get shocked.
See new?
The guy shocked with and I point to my arm and, static electricity, pops from it. Do upgrade. It was pretty funny. Never saw it coming.
You see Syvas's jaws clacked like in the laughing imitation, but no laughter coming. Or like a chuckle, I guess. Very unsettling.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my disguise ready.
Syvas just and starts looking outside.
Sorry, busy typing things.
Thanks, Blake.
So not knowing where to go, Syvas is going to be kind of bait, sitting in the inn's lobby, just looking around, looking for suspicious people or signs of the group. With Draxus having his back from a nearby closet. Or pantry.
I'm in the kitchen.
Okay, so sorry, I was busy doing things in the meantime. So you've disguised self, and Syvas, you're looking out the window, or are you heading back into the main?
Well, no, I'm sort of staying put in the lobby, or looking out the window. So Draxus has a sight on me, and I'm kind of just standing out as bait.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
And also looking for signs of the group. Syvas doesn't have a clue what's for the gunshot.
16. We'll get to things in just a second. So, meanwhile, back in the main street, city guards is completely closed in. Gray, you kind of just stand there as like a torrent of guards, not paying attention to you, all close in on this now unconscious guy who just passed out in the middle of the road. As Jack just kind of starts like poking around, like, "Oh, hey, look, a sleeping guy."
I mean, I'm gonna put manacles on him.
Okay, so you're already on the process. You're already in the process of tying him, essentially.
Like a Metal Gear
as the
Solid
guard-
PC that just like, huh? Why are you asleep?
The guards all
Nice.
the guards all draw weapons, but they're not like brandishing them in like a ready, like, we'll kill you now stance. Just in like preparation of not knowing what's going on. As you're
Or
tying
what
up.
I am, or like why I'm putting sexy manacles on him.
Hot.
I mean, that's the thing. They don't know what's going on. They're surrounding you, and they're gonna all start being like, "Okay, you what? Explain what is happening."
Quickly, while this is happening,
Like
I'm
both of
going
you
to...
at the same time.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna cast Sending, and I'm gonna contact Jaraxxus. I'm just gonna be... Hey, what happened with him? What crimes did he commit against you? You may respond to this.
God damn it. Drexus is dead.
Oh no.
Sorry, I was getting some donuts out.
Sure you were.
Yesterday was National Donut Day.
Gray sent you a sending and
Simon
asked what
picks up
happened
the
that you
phone.
were running away.
In something I basically said, we've apprehended the criminal. What crimes has he committed? You can reply to this.
Attempted murder.
Attempted murder. Nice. I'm gonna cast another Sending and say, all right. If you can actually come back to where we were, they will most likely want your first-hand account.
That's a no for me, officer.
Crap.
In the meantime, Jack, you're surrounded by guards who are they don't know what's going on, so they don't want to make the aggressive first move and have to figure it out. So they're all kind of like looking to figure out what's going on. What do you do?
Well, for starters, as a note, I don't have a key to these sexy manacles. We found them in the Rune Lords of Lust's place. So, that's a
They
fact.
never needed them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, the entire image itself is fucking weird. Like,
Yeah, there's just this sleeping fucking. Also, you would notice now that you're interacting with him directly, definitely, if I'm not mistaken, disguised person is just like a hologram. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a solid hologram, so if you're talking,
Oh, is it
you feel
it's a
different.
solid hologram?
I mean, it looks solid, I should say. If you're
it
touching him, you'll
isn't- but it
feel
isn't.
difference.
That's the thing. He's putting on manacles, so you'd be able to feel the difference right now. Yeah, so pretty easily you'd be able to tell just by your past perception that this guy, the guy that you're feeling when you're manacling him, doesn't match up with the dimensions of the guy that you're seeing.
I'm gonna put the manacles a little bit tighter.
Actually,
just to make sure.
Actually, does that wear off when he's unconscious? It's
It
a
is not-
concentration, isn't it?
It is not concentration. It lasts for an hour. You start it, and it lasts for an hour.
Okay, so he is still disguised.
I'm gonna
Um,
kind of push my way into the center.
Knowing that, I'm going to tell the guards, I don't know exactly what's happening. I'm trying to figure that out myself. But I can tell you now, this man is under an illusion. Feel him. Feel him with your hands.
Roll persuasion.
God.
Sure.
15. A couple of them like still seem really skeptical, and a couple of them were like approaching, still swords drawn, but at the very least, are you gonna like? I assume that you do like the smart thing of like backing off a little bit as they approach to be like, let me give you some space. You know, I don't wanna remain
Yeah,
like a
sure,
solid
but-
5 foot distance. And
Sure, but I am actually going to, like, since he's down, like, kind of kick his obvious weapons away.
Okay.
So that, just like, you know, in case he gets startled and jumps around, let's not have him have a knife out. It's just, yeah, standard protocol. I'm sure you're aware.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And as you kind of like, hands up, like, hey, it's okay. everyone relax and take a couple steps back. One of the guards walks up and does a couple of quick detect magics himself. Yeah, I mean he's not wrong. There's definitely some kind of illusion spell here. And one of them kind of like approaches you, like sheathing the sword. All right, we're gonna still need you to come in for questioning. This is an incident.
Yes, of course. There are two others that are a part of this incident. The young goblin just here, and a tiefling that ran past, was being chased. This man had or is it a man or a woman? This person.
You wouldn't know.
This meat bag, I assume.
You can check. You can check really quickly.
Hang on.
I mean, not necessarily. He could be like an Eric Okra or something and just not have one.
Also, I'm just gonna relay the information of, well, it seems the crime that he committed was attempted murder on our good friend, Draxus. Draxus is not with us as of the moment and seems to be deathly afraid. We'll have to find her later. Or him later. Him. It's him. I said him. I said him.
It's gender police, open up!
Wah!
I
You did this to yourself.
Also,
I don't really care, I just like making fun of it.
I'm gonna take out one of my brand spanking new daggers and I'm gonna say, would you give me just a moment to try something? I swear this will not actually kill.
No. Please, say what you're doing first.
Well, I have these brand new magical daggers which cannot physically kill someone unless I want it to. So if I don't know, slid through his skull without wanting to kill him, it would probably wake him up for questioning, would it?
That sounds like a terrible idea. No.
That's fucking torture, dude. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, that's the intended purpose as told to me by none other than...
But also, consider, that's not a commodity, and that just sounds like you're trying to get rid of a witness.
Okay, I mean, he could detect magic this, couldn't he?
He could, but what are you trying to convince him of? You're like, hey, this guy is unconscious and clearly is in no way like a threat. What if I just stabbed him with a dagger that can't kill him to make him more unable to...
I'm trying to make him talk. I'm trying to, like, interrogate him in the middle of the street, I guess. Can I, like, persuade them?
No? Okay. Roll. The DC is high. It is high, sir. Go ahead and roll persuasion. No.
I think I don't know, dude. I think that passes.
No, you're like some weird goblin with a dagger. Like, yeah, excuse me, but I have a dagger that we can use to question him. And they're like, we appreciate the enthusiasm. We can take it from here. Cybus, you see all this happening through the window essentially. As you probably can't hear from this distance, but like you see Jack kind of putting his hands up and leading the guards to process Gray enthusiastically like wielding a dagger at like a guard who's like okay, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Let me look at this.
What's going on out there?
Looks like our friends are in trouble with the police because maybe they don't know that we're under. I'll go talk to them. Okay, but
Gray, I think Grace, talked to me through magic, and I didn't tell him where I was.
You did tell?
I didn't tell him where I was. It's me being paranoid, but right now I don't really trust anybody. Right now, out of the group, like outside the group, I don't really trust anybody right now.
How far away are the guards from me?
Probably around 70 feet.
I'll walk a little bit closer, and at the range, how close would I have to be to get them all within 20 feet of me?
that's probably not going to happen. They're spread out across a pretty wide area. You have to like walk up to like the actual criminal.
I don't want to
Excuse
leave.
me, civilians. I have to go. Somewhere there is a crime happening.
Well, you still have a mostly beat to shit guy. Or no, you let him go. Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking about Tentoria.
Yeah, I guess I would just stick with Drac for right now.
Okay. So Draxus and Cybus are gonna remain inside the inn.
I feel like if I went out there, it'd get worse.
Okay. Vulcan, you're heading back. Tentoria, we'll have to get to you later because that's a whole nother thing. Unless there's anything you want to do with this now compliant. His legs don't work no more. What's the word? It's like Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. Anyway,
Oh my
you
god.
have a guy who's not going anywhere. Wheelie thinks it feeling.
Cripple?
That too, but that sounds worse. You've got this guy at your mercy. You can do whatever you want with them. If there's anything you particularly like want to do in like the very like near like future, let me know. But let's go ahead and address.
Whatever you want.
Okay, let's not get weird.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So team number 2, guards are now processing. I'm basically asking. We're gonna fast forward essentially until other crazy things happen. Vulcan, you're gonna meet back up with Squad 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we'll get back to that in 1 second. I'm gonna go to the bathroom super quick because I've been holding it for a while.
Break time.
Think about what you're gonna do. Think about what your character's gonna do for the next like 15 minutes while like the guards try to figure out what the shit happened.
We quietly slip out of
be
town.
interrogated.
While the DM is away.
Well, you are going to be brought in for questioning, but like you're not suspects, you know, because they're clearly disguised people and whatnot, and you talked to the mayor, like you're not nobody now.
Mayor?
But
Vulcan
I
is
thought she was captain of the guard.
you can be both.
Hey,
Holy shit. She moved up in the world. I'm proud of her.
hey guys.
What's up?
I would like everyone to know that this is the first session where I haven't gotten unconscious.
It's not over yet.
It's not over
You haven't
yet.
resisted.
Don't jinx it yet, Pod.
You haven't resisted arrest yet.
1 second.
DM,
I'm
we have
not-
to fix this. We have to
Yes,
fix
you're
this.
jinxing it, buddy.
Do not let me die
Uh,
or fall unconscious.
if you fall unconscious, it's not my fault.
I have to fix this. Iden must accidentally conk Gray upside the head. Accidentally.
Or don't.
You know what I've been doing for like ever since this whole thing started?
I've been playing RimWorld.
Well, I've been listening to Assassin the whole time. I'm eating donuts.
What kind of donuts?
Bananas are better.
Eating healthy sucks ass.
Bananas are just a good snack though. Like if you think about it, you
don't
can take a
ready for
banana.
defrost.
Bananas are also poison.
What? No, they're not.
Yes, they are to me.
Oh, you're allergic?
Yeah.
You're allergic to everything, though.
Fair. Milk? Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant.
Are you allergic to grass?
Yes.
Oh wow, so you really do have like the not good gene.
No offense, but that's why you're so.
If it's green, if it is a plant that grows outside, I am probably allergic to it. Unless it's a mold.
Cactus.
Weirdly enough, the thing I have less allergies to are molds.
Cactus.
I got a question. How about carrots?
There aren't carrots. Actually, I'm very slightly allergic to, but it's not enough to really.
I know. How about tomatoes?
Potatoes?
Potatoes, I'm not.
About tomatoes, but spaghetti. Just regular noodles with tomatoes.
I'm chewing on dried noodles right now, so spaghetti is not a problem.
What tomatoes?
The big ones, tomatoes, no. Let me just say the ones. It'll be faster. All nuts, peanuts, which I say because they're technically not a nut. Shellfish, bananas, coffee.
Shrimp.
Shrimp is a shellfish.
My sister took
That's
the
covered.
shellfish.
Okay.
It's pretty shellfish of you.
Pretty much every like plant that pollinates and grows outside, and
Daisies.
dust,
I'm back.
cats, animals in general. Honestly,
Weeaboos.
Mm.
Is this
Can you have
Transformers?
a pet fish?
Here's something.
yes, I could have a pet fish.
I came
My
back
sisters-
to dust, cats, and weeaboos.
My,
What?
my sister's allergic to shellfish.
We're discussing my allergies.
Are you
Oh.
allergic to weeaboos?
Well, you're allergic to me then.
If I was allergic to weeaboos, I'd kill myself.
Hey, that's what I like.
Hey, guess what? One time I was allergic to tomatoes. I got hives a lot as a kid.
One time.
I'm
you were
allergic to dogs.
Tomatoes, like your body was like, "Eh," you know, nah, we're done with that.
They might call that being sick.
My mom just didn't know why I was getting hives all the time. She realized, oh, it's because of spaghetti. I stopped getting hives.
Spagats.
When I was a kid, it comes spaghetti in my house.
I'm really glad I'm not allergic to anything because, you know, I like almost every single food that I've ever eaten, except for anything.
Ever since,
you know-
I haven't gotten hives except for that one time in 8th grade where I actually did get hives. I was bedridden and
You
I
know-
felt really happy.
Every one of my food allergies, except for shellfish, I learned I was allergic to it by eating it so much because I loved it. All of them. I'm like, I love this food. This is great. I want more of it. You're allergic. Wah!
My sister is allergic to shellfish. She eats it even though she's allergic to it.
Depends on how severe your allergy is.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't want to
know.
be on a toilet for a few days.
I don't know, but I think I don't really remember. I think she swells up or something.
What if I make you a banana milkshake? Will you still die?
Yes.
Bananas won't kill me. They will, however, make my entire throat and mouth itch horribly for a few hours.
Okay.
If we put a
that's-
knife in the banana, it'll kill you.
Ooh.
That'll
you know that
kill
whole like.
everyone.
You know the whole Halloween thing where people are like, don't eat the apples because they put razor blades in them.
No, there's
Dapper
there's
was a banana.
cyanide in there.
Pretty
you
sure that was
see.
an urban legend.
Yeah, no, it's an urban legend. Also, who can not only get their hands on cyanide, but their first thing is like, I'm gonna put this in trick-or-treaters.
I don't
It
know.
is so
Sociopath.
hard. It is so hard to
Sociopath.
get cyanide.
So
There's
fun
no way
fact
that they
here.
that
Uh,
and the
you
whole
guys-
thing
Cyanide in the
giving out-
seeds.
Yeah, but
It's
you
actually
need
not that
buckets
hard.
full.
You need to manufacture your own cyanide. Easy. Just gotta get the right chemicals.
Wouldn't you need
To
3
do
buckets
so-
worth of
It's
apple
like a
cider?
good DIY project for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, what you're gonna need is like a white clover. I mean, it's a pretty
Did you know
common
that's-
domestic clover.
Did you
It
know
produces
that's
cyanide when
DIY
it
project
wilts.
on Pinterest. How to make
I
your
think
cyanide.
Blank is back.
I am.
But-
Uh,
Vulcan and 10 are not.
Hey Blake,
hey
What's up?
Vulcan, if you're back, say something.
are you doing anything after this game?
Why?
You know why.
So hey, great. You want to play Overcooked?
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs!
Oh!
I actually wouldn't be opposed to that because I love Overcooked.
Oh yeah.
How much longer is this session gonna go for?
Yes.
At least more than 3.
Yes. I'm just
Um,
saying yes because I don't know.
An
I
hour.
always say it. It depends.
strictly speaking, at least half an hour, ideally an hour.
Sometimes we end
Okay, that's
at
like
10.
8.
Sometimes we end at 2 a.m.
That happened at least one time. Well, 3 times before you, Pi.
3 times.
Yeah,
Hey,
What
so
do you
there
mean
was that
3
one
times for
time.
me?
No, there was that one time where I went to hell. The other time where we killed Elasnus. Another time, what was the other?
Yeah.
That was in the previous campaign. Get
Killing
outta here.
killing Elasmus Karzog,
And me going to hell.
and you going to hell were all like stupid long sessions.
Yeah, me going to hell was not fun. It wasn't fun at all for my mental state.
We get a lot of those in the Sunday campaign.
A lot of
Yes,
stupid long
but
sessions.
This is Blank's campaign.
I just don't like keeping everyone longer than like eventually because it'll be like fine, whatever, we're doing this.
I am lucky that I'm not in Sandman's campaign.
How late were we up to the final session of the Sunday campaign? It was like
I know you guys stayed up too long.
it was like
stayed up
3
way too
a.m.
long.
for me, which is stupid late.
Then, holy shit, Sandman stayed up till 4.
Yeah.
Well-
Oh no, it was fucking horrible.
Tell you what, we'll keep
I think
playing,
it was 5 a.m. for Sandman.
we'll keep
Oh,
playing
yeah,
until
it
someone says they
was.
want to stop. How about that? No guilt associated. You don't need to stay up until 4 a.m. if you don't want to, but I don't need to sleep.
Well, it's the final session for them.
Well,
guys.
right now I'm not doing that because I have a 6:30 a.m. class.
See, there you go.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right.
Well, I started to get really grumpy after 2 a.m., so I can't really stay up after 2 a.m.
I've got 8 a.m.s next semester, so I don't want to lose a good sleep schedule.
I didn't use the bathroom.
Sorry, I saw people.
Be right back. Maybe I'll use the bathroom.
Why didn't you use the bathroom before? Okay.
Because my
Vulcan.
water didn't feel like it.
I didn't need to
Nature.
go then.
I will go right now.
What if we make like a super weapon, and the super weapon is designed to
What if I
just
told
make
you,
it
Pieball, that
Gray
Vulcan-
so that
what if I
Gray
told
doesn't.
you, Pi, that Varric already made one and he used it against
Hey,
fucking Corsair?
hey. What if we make a super
What if you make
Its entire
Hey,
thing is
hey,
to
hey,
heal
hey.
Gray so he doesn't ever fall.
You hear that? That's the salt ban.
Great.
What if you make a sentient banana robot?
Oh god, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Pi, if such a super weapon were made, Aiden would make it his sole purpose to make sure it no longer existed.
Why?
Can't wait for all of you guys to
Because-
find all of the shards and reunite them all to make one thing, just to make sure that the Pieball doesn't die. It's the only purpose.
Yes.
Oh, really? Really? You really think like the entire party's gonna agree on that?
I'm basically the mascot. Like I'm like the mascot that.
This
gets beat
game's
up
gonna
all the
end
time.
like Divinity 2 ends.
If you guys have
I'm voting
ever,
on sentient banana.
if you guys have ever read Dragon Ball or watched Dragon Ball, not Z, just regular Dragon Ball, I'm like Pilaf.
Okay.
And that's
Good to know.
what I say about that one.
Vulcan
I only remember Pilaf from Super. I'm sorry.
That's funny because Vulcan, Jack, and I are already almost spec'd for player combat. We almost expect it to happen.
I'm hungry, but I can't leave my room. Also, my mic quality might drop pretty soon because my laptop's dying and I didn't grab the charger. And there's people outside of my room, so I can't go outside or else I have to get dressed. Which, come on,
God forbid.
come
That's
on.
weakness talking. Go out, buck ass naked.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Stop it.
Krabs.
God forbid you go
Hey.
outside and get clothes on.
Hey, guess
Dude,
what?
right? Like this is my house.
Go
I
out.
shouldn't have to get.
Go outside and then get clothes on. I like the order there. Hey everyone, I'm naked. I'm getting dressed now.
Perfect order.
If somebody ever saw me
I don't
naked,
see anything.
I feel pretty bad for them.
I don't wear clothes for warmth. I wear them to protect the world from the sight of my naked body.
I don't like clothes. They're rough and coarse and they get everywhere.
God damn you!
God damn it. I love that.
They're a hindrance to my beauty.
That was a surprise to be sure, Pi, but a welcome one.
The world is not ready to revel in my beauty. Therefore, I must cover up.
But anyway, Salmon still isn't here, but I'm beginning to think that we can just
We're
go and
Sorry,
I'll
he's
just make
busy socializing.
I mean, I could
Is he-
replace him,
hey,
obviously.
Don't lie. Is he on the shitter?
You know,
he's
just-
literally
Extrovert.
socializing with family.
just be a
Hey.
Robocop
Damn
who loves me.
extrovert.
Tell him if he doesn't get back here in the next 10 seconds, Ash will permanently leave this campaign.
10, 1,
Yeah, okay.
0.
All right, hey, Simon, don't come back. Don't come back.
Oh my god, you're terrible!
So mean.
What the hell? What the hell, Gilgamesh? I thought we were buddies. What the fuck, dude? I made art for you. What the fuck?
I didn't hate you. I have this
You're
like.
hurt. You're
split
hurt. You're
thing.
hurt my heart now. I don't want to play this game anymore. You hurt me chitties.
But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy enough with just we'll save whatever Vulcan's doing for later because he's taking too long.
You're hurting me chitties.
Okay, well, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay.
Karatsu.
But yeah, so you guys, what follows is essentially actually let's get because 10 is the pressing issue here. 10, what are you doing with this crippled assassin you have?
Yeah. So I'm going to get my dagger out and hold it like in his shoulder blades, but have him like leaning on my shoulders. You know, like carrying him like, you know, like how
make
you
a
do, like,
medicine
drunk
check
people.
real quick.
Oh, okay.
This is one of those things where it sounds easy enough to do, and you have to try to not kill him.
No, I'm not gonna like stab him. I'm just gonna be holding a dagger while he's leaning on me.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like holding him up by a dagger
No,
in his shoulder.
no. I'm just gonna be holding him, but also holding a dagger.
Okay, that's different. Then yeah, he's not in very good condition to walk. He can hobble with
Yeah.
extreme pain,
So like,
which means he's not gonna be very like obviously like casually strolling with you. Like
no,
he's-
I'm like,
his legs are wrecked.
he can like lean on me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, my point is that if you try to like go to the boat in this way, they'd be like, oh shit, because you can tell from a
bringing
distance.
I'm gonna bring him back to like the group.
Okay. Are you gonna
So,
hit
like,
the main road,
wherever-
or are you gonna try to stick
No,
to side
I'm
alleys?
gonna definitely the side alleys, but I'll just go back to wherever we were gonna stay.
Okay. Well, you know that there's an inn at 3. You actually hadn't. I don't think you guys decided on where you're gonna stay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it was just that most people didn't need to sleep, or like, or they had
Well,
rooms.
most
That
of
was
us were
basically what
going-
it came down to.
Well, most of us were trying to get our rooms for free, and
Right in the city guard barracks.
yeah, or
Yeah,
just
I don't know if that's
or
very
in the
safe
tavern.
anymore.
because we thought that the tavern and the inn were the same place.
They
last
might have been
time.
once.
Thanks.
They never were.
Cool.
And
Though the inn was two, or the inn was number 2 at one point.
and
So, I guess like the inn then, like the near.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a stealth check with disadvantage because you're carrying a mostly dead guy.
I'm not like trying to hide that he's hurt. I'm gonna act like I'm helping him.
I mean, okay, roll a performance check.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, you got so shit faced. Oh, you're so silly, asshole. But you're making your way to the inn. As for the rest of you,
Make way,
so-
citizen.
Hey, welcome back. Just on time.
threatened to leave if you didn't come back.
I mean, it was more than 10 seconds technically speaking. But anyway.
Oh, fuck you.
Anyway, so at some point, because this is clearly a situation that is bigger than typically you'd expect, Rory's probably going to show up on scene. At this point, they've already because you cuffed him with fuzzy manacles that they don't have the key to, and it's going to come to light shortly that they have no way of uncuffing this guy. But within short order, a guard with sufficient, or either a guard or a citizen with sufficient experience to be able to cast dispel magic is going to be brought on scene to dispel it. And much like in a Scooby-Doo fashion, there's kind of that moment of like, let's see who this guy really is. But the actual, once the disguised person is dispelled or wears off, actual guy is pretty. Still matches like the physical dimensions of the old blacksmith, so reasonably built, almost like a knight without the heavy armor. kind of mercenary, or at least you assume so, if only because he was hired to do something. But obviously not the blacksmith, for fucking sure. And guards sent to search the blacksmith's shop quickly find that the actual blacksmith has been bound and gagged in the basement, essentially. But Rory, on scene, overseeing this, quickly tracks down anyone near, particularly Gray and Jack, and it's like, I'm sorry, what happened? I just got here. I heard there was some kind of attack.
Yeah.
Don't everybody jump at once.
I was actually trying to recall whether or not I had actually met Rory, as in whether or not I had taken Gray to the inn before.
I don't believe you had. I think it was basically just the entire group with the exception of... Was Cybus there?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait, what?
I forget whether or not Cybus was talking with Rory before. No, because it was just the people who got badges, I think. Actually, no, Cybus was there, and he's like, I don't need a badge. I don't need
talk
this.
to
Cybus was there, but he didn't want to do anything. Like, he kind of just like wandered around and did generic things. I don't think he actually like helped in the official capacity.
That's fair. So yeah, I have no idea who she is then.
Yeah, you have no idea who this is, but it's not too hard to tell just from context clues, because I mean she's wearing a guard outfit, and you see, you know, it's better maintained than most, and guards seeing her kind of immediately stand a little bit straighter. I mean, you've been on the wrong side of the law often enough to recognize the right side of the law.
Allegedly.
So yeah, you probably catch the implications of Rory showing up, even if you don't know who she is, just by her immediately taking control of the situation, and moving in and examining this guy, trying to searching for paperwork or any kind of clues as to his actual identity, and not finding any.
I will point out to her, this man is under an illusion, or woman. I'm not sexist.
that already was dispelled. One of the guards is capable of casting spell magic, so he would do that.
That's neat. Does everyone here cast magic?
Everyone's encouraged to learn at the very least level 1 abilities. Would they have spell levels?
We can reskip that. It's just I haven't experienced that in character.
Gotcha. I wonder if in universe they would refer to spells by spell levels, because on the one hand,
I would say
that seems
novice.
dumb. On the
say
other
novice.
hand,
the basics.
Right.
I would say novice.
I would say level 1 is just.
The quality of life spells. Anyways.
But yeah, she'll explain to you the general setup. And yeah, there are guards who have progressed further in the arcane studies than others, and as such, they kind of have specialists who are employed almost entirely for like their ability to do some particular things extremely well. You know, she encourages specialization. It's kind of like that, like your employer will pay for college type scenario.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have an expert in dispel magic brought in to get rid of the illusion. And seeing that, yeah, this dude is clearly not who he says he is, and Vulcan showing up, both kind of contribute to this. Well, I assume when Vulcan shows up, he informs Rory and the guard that there is a second attack in the northern section of the town, right? Or are you going to keep that to yourself?
I was a sheriff today.
Okay, are you telling her about the northern section of the town?
The northern problem has been taken care of.
Okay, are you telling her about
Yes!
it, though?
Goddammit! Yes, that was exactly what that was!
He says the northern problem has been taken care of, which begs the question, what was the northern problem?
Yeah, that's my point. She didn't ask you about the northern problem. She doesn't know that there was a problem in the first place.
I was the sheriff.
Your town is full of murderers and spies. One of them was to the north.
What? There were... Oh my god, I'm terribly sorry. I had no idea. Oh my god. Okay, well, the first step is determining what they're here for. And she instructs her guards to kind of haul the guy to his feet.
Us?
Still unconscious. They were after you?
Apparently so.
No, he would have regained consciousness by now. Sleep only lasts a minute.
Okay. Then yeah.
That is,
So he
unless,
kind
of
of wakes
course,
up.
they like beat the shit out of him to actually make him unconscious.
No, I mean because he was unconscious until then, so they didn't have a need to, and he was already cuffed by the time he regained consciousness. So why beat the shit out of him?
Brutality.
This isn't Detroit anyway.
Oh
Wow.
boy, when we become human.
But yeah, he's not saying shit. So Rory kind of looks him down and goes, "Okay, well, we'll get the truth out of him one way or the other. We have ways." Gray just like getting at the dagger.
I also have ways.
We have better ways.
Do you actually?
We have Zone of Truth.
What stops him from just halting all conversation?
Okay, well that's where we need a little bit more.
I'll be sitting here. Is there a chair nearby?
I mean, you're outside, so no.
Great,
Do
the
I-
peace-loving goblin who
Do I
opposes
see that
violence.
outside?
Hey, can I stab him with this knife that doesn't kill him?
Wait, did we leave the inn?
Listen,
No, I
I'm
can
not-
look at
you're-
out the window.
You're in the pantry hiding.
Yeah,
the one
Yeah,
with
you're in the pantry hiding. Cyrus
What
is
are
at the
you-
window looking at
What
the
are you
crowd.
trying to say, Gray? What are you trying to say?
Gray is all about not killing people that don't need to be killed, but Gray is also about like people should be punished for whatever they've, so long as it's not murder in the case that they don't need to be killed.
Torture is
D-
bad.
Death should have a meaning.
So yeah, very quickly, the guards will have hauled this guy to his feet and begin escorting him back to the guard barracks. Tentoria, it's around now that you'd probably like have hobbled your way to the commotion with your newfound prisoner, if that's what you want to do, or if you want to remain kind of hidden, that's up to you. What are you up to? Tentoria.
Oh, sorry. I didn't think you said Tatoria. She just stepped out to take a phone call. She's just gonna stick to the shadows for a little while longer.
Okay. In that case, so Rory will. Hang on a second. Yeah, had to cough. So Rory will kind of. Well, we need to figure this out. If you don't mind coming to the barracks, at the very least, you'll have a better guard. We keep all of you in one place. They'll be less able to pick you off one by one. Is there any more members of your party who might be in danger?
Who's with us right now?
Tentori is gone.
What
Is-
danger?
Can I since
Fucking Jack, man.
since
Draxus.
since Jasper's outside, can he since he's also in my range of 100 feet, he's gonna land on Vulcan.
Sure.
Draxus.
Hmm?
I think
I'm
I see
trying to
Vulcan
think.
outside.
Oh.
He's not being arrested from the looks of things. Should we go out there?
I can't really see him right now, or hear him because I'm focusing through my
Yeah, that's right. You
familiar.
can only see and hear through your familiar at this point. So you catch the gist of what's going on outside.
Her
trying
not
to-
responding to me, I go into the pantry and start poking them.
I'm gonna. Whatever you're doing, I don't know what I can't really see or hear you, but please stop doing that. I'm gonna try to get Vulcan's attention by flapping his wings.
You know, maybe there's like something to be said for doing like Helen Keller style like sign contact language.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my arm there, continually poking her as I walk away.
Oh, this is really.
The answer is yes. It's called Thieves' Cant.
But so are all of you okay with being escorted back to
Oh
the,
wait,
to
I can
the
actually
guard
speak
barracks?
through Vulcan. I can speak through freaking Jasper. That's right. I can do that.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can. I want to say Vulcan. Vulcan.
What? What the hell?
It's. I'm talking to Jasper. I'm on your
My
shoulder.
god, you're trapped in the bug.
Please don't kill me.
Crunch.
I have to.
Please don't. He's
Okay.
I won't, temporarily. Speak, foul demon.
I'm in the. Remember the inn? do you see the inn like that's behind you?
I have a vague memory of this place, yes.
I'm in there.
That is wonderful.
I'm hiding in here.
That is still wonderful.
What's going on out there?
Everything is handled. It is safe outside for now.
I don't believe that.
Sivas
Okay,
is just.
then why did you ask?
Sivas is looking at the
Because
pantry.
I think that there's still people out there in disguise hunting down for me.
Sorry, what does
Could
Cybus
be.
do?
Sivas is like looking at two people in the same house communicating by telephone. They look into the pantry and then looking over at Vulcan. Just back and forth.
Well, his disembodied arm continues to poke Drax.
I really
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, thing is, I really need to go very soon because something is really annoying me right now.
I'm sure that place has a bathroom.
No, it's not that.
Wait, real life or D&D?
No, in D&D.
Okay, okay. Cool.
You flashbacks require this so often.
I mean, it is safe out here. I can put up a detect magic and see any more illusions coming if you would prefer that.
All right,
Okay,
guess I'll come out.
just stick next to me. I am the sheriff.
Of course you are. Big cowboy, you.
Yeehaw.
So you know, without any other things, actually, as you guys are being sent to the I don't know, sent makes it sound like you're being taken. As you guys all are escorted to the city barracks to figure out what the shit. Aiden, you have come through the house, and as they said, you find the actual Itran and wife are indeed tied up in the basement, seemingly unconscious. The interior of the house is a completely normal house. The only things that are out of the ordinary are the things they were trying to pack up and get rid of, essentially. So you find the pretty basic set of short swords, crossbows, low-level poisons. Speaking of which, Jaraxxus, can you go ahead and make a second or Constitution saving throw?
It's Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, you got poisoned a while back, and you did just fine, but it takes 3 successive saves, so yeah, you're fine. You don't even notice. Your stomach is killing you, but you think it's stress of the situation. Yeah, you got poisoned when you drank that wine. You just didn't fucking notice because you were like, yeah, I'm not drunk.
Poison.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh. People don't like me very much.
It's true. Anyway.
Might be about those 3,000 people you murdered that you bring up a lot.
8,000. Gonna run next
8,000.
time.
My bad, my bad.
I'm not very good at math, but
I love how proud you are, but also how traumatized you are. I killed 8,000 people. Didn't you kill 3,000? It was 8,000! Get it right!
Nobody fucks with my KD ratio.
Oh my god.
I'm very traumatized. If it was 3,000 people, you think I'd be this traumatized? No.
that'd be nothing. Nothing.
In one single day.
Anyway, so the lot of you, with the exception of Cybus, are you remaining indoors? Or you...
The moment the traumatization happens is when you cross over that 7,999.
I mean, it depends on what's Draxus doing.
Jaraxxus, you said you're heading with Vulcan, right?
Yeah. Disguised.
I'm following her out. I head out.
Okay, so the entire group except for Tentoria are all together. If I'm not mistaken.
So
Sorry. So things you find.
and I'm
yeah,
assuming
a lot of.
Sivas gets filled in on what's happening.
I assume so. Unless no one wants to do that. So no one wants to do that.
Alrighty.
You have no idea.
I mean, I'll keep an eye out for her.
I mean, if I see him, I'll tell him.
Okay,
Well.
yeah, no, I'm saying Cybus walks up to the rest of the party
Yeah, I'll tell him. what
A
happened.
stranger in town.
with a stranger in tow.
Stranger sticking to the shadows. Well, sorta, kinda.
Well, your disguise kit is non-magical, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way you can disguise your horns?
Let's just
A
say
top
that
hat.
I managed to make a little like a plaster, and just put on my horn. Just glue it on there and put on my horn.
Cyrus hands you a chef's hat.
I thank you for this.
Just like a Padme type hairstyle. Aiden, you find there's no real documentation aside from a. It seems. Well, do you know thieves' cant, Aiden?
Let me. One sec. I don't think I do.
I do, though.
I don't.
Okay, then yeah, this is all nonsense. But go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Oh, did Aiden scoot off and do his own thing again?
He's been doing his own
Not
thing for a
telling
while.
people.
Oh,
looking
you're
over
asking-
the.
That's how you die. We've made that point already.
16. You can tell by the fact only that it's in this suitcase along with like all the other shit that they were packing that they didn't want this being found. It's a ledger for what seems like a pretty ordinary like grocery list, but even though you haven't figured out what this means, there's no fucking way they thought this grocery list was incriminating. So you're like, well, this is clearly something fucked up, and I just don't know how to break this code.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grabbing all the stuff, packing it with me, and taking it.
Yeah, but nothing in here is too valuable. You would find the gold they brought with them, so you can go ahead and add about 300 gold to your list of things you found in here.
Nice.
But everything else is going to be like super basic, like swords and equipment.
I mean, I'm grabbing the poisons.
Yeah, none of them are too none of them are like exotically terrible, and poisons in 5e are kind of meh. I'll let you know. I think that one of them was actually I'm not gonna guess and be wrong. If you look at the poisons, I think it's the one that costs a grand total of like 150.
All right, how many are there of all of the poisons?
Assassin's Blood, that's the name of it. I knew it was something. You only find 2 doses of Assassin's Blood. But it needs to be ingested, and the creature subjected to this poison must make a DC 10 saving throw, Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 6 1d12 poison damage, and is poisoned for 24 hours.
That's the only one is 2 things of Assassin's Blood.
Yep. Pretty cheap, all things considered, but all the same, you find it.
Well, it's like another 300 gold.
I mean, if you sell it, yeah, but even so, selling poison is not as easy as selling like a potion.
Also, you would probably know that a ton of creatures have resistance or immunity to poisons.
I'm aware, which is why selling these seems like a good idea.
Does poison heal undead?
This isn't Final Fantasy.
Though, they might actually be of use to Aiden.
But anyway, so that's
You
what
should
Aiden
drink it.
finds. If you want to try to rejoin the group at any point, go ahead, because it's approximately the amount of time it took to search this house as it was to resolve the whole Rory showing up and figuring out what the shit was going on.
No, what my plan is to head back to my room in the inn, basically hide my gear and tonight I'm sleeping under the bed, doing the Lord of the Rings pillow trick on the bed, and if someone decides to stab said bed, they're getting a great sword to the ankle.
All right. No one knows where Aiden went. He might be dead. I'm sure he's fine. So the rest of you are escorted to the guard barracks, where the prisoner, who at this point is is restrained, and no one can unrestrain him, short of chopping the manacles off of him with like a fucking executioner's axe.
What are you talking about? I'm a lockpicker.
Okay, there is that. Forgot about that. That was an option. But even so, that's up to you. I don't think they have any experts in lockpicking.
I mean, I am, and I'd also kind of like my fuzzy manacles back.
Fair point. So waiting until you get to the guard barracks, and as soon as he's pretty safely in custody, you go ahead and make a lockpicking. And yeah, you're still level 6 status. You'll be level 7 eventually. I'm sorry.
What?
Cyrus asked if you're still level 6.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Couple twists, couple turns. You already practiced on this particular set of cuffs, so you already know basically how difficult it is. And with another quick twitch or another quick twitch of the wrist, you get your medical. Cybus at this point is going to be like, should Tentoria be here because
Still on the phone call. I'll tell her what happened.
I mean,
well, I mean,
the character.
even in character, the fact that she's missing is a little bit concerning, probably.
She'll come back, but she's got to restrain this guy in like an alley somewhere.
Okay, yeah, you do know that, so you would probably explain that. Yeah, she took care of the assailant.
I mean,
There
it
were
was
like-
more assailants.
There was
Yeah.
no concern with Jack immediately
What
disappearing.
Victoria was doing, though, was limping with him back and had very successfully done a performance check to get him back to the inn where I am.
Okay.
Wait, you were in
But
the.
she could leave him with Aiden if she knew Aiden was still alive, considering he's hiding under.
I mean, he's in his room, probably unpacking shit at this moment.
Right. So she'll go in and be like, "Watch this."
Like a piece of trash.
And so you've got one alive, basically.
Don't kill this one. I'll be
Well,
back.
most-
Nicely done.
Thank you. Did my best.
But back in the guard barracks, Rory is going to attempt to figure shit out, and all of you kind of being in the building. Okay, let's take things from the top here. You showed up earlier today,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I'm if I'm understanding this correctly, 3 separate people have tried to kill you.
No.
Not me.
Not
They
Thursday.
didn't try to kill any of us. It was merely a kidnapping attempt.
Oh, good. Excellent. It's nice to know that this is just a kidnapping attempt. I'm sorry. This is entirely on me.
No, it is okay.
I mean,
Who else? I'm totally out of the loop. Who else got kidnapped? Who tried to get kidnapped?
You and Tentoria.
I know about me. 10?
Yes.
Huh.
All the tieflings. Except you.
He says to Rory.
Well, either that means there's some kind of tiefling smuggling ring that is
Yes.
being, or there's something about your group that has attracted some attention.
It's not.
I'm still in the camp of the tiefling smuggling ring.
It's well. It's a long story.
It is a long story that is not important right now. We do apologize for the trouble that was caused, and we will be leaving as soon as possible so that no more trouble befalls your people.
Honestly, the fact that it was apparently this easy to infiltrate the town in the first place is worrying in and of itself.
Do not feel bad. This is the Red Mantis. If they wanted to get in, they would have.
Red
No matter what you
Mantis?
did.
The red. She's the fucking mayor of the city guard. She knows who the red mantis is. So the implication immediately is kind of just like, who? Of course. If you have any relation to fucking Varric, then that's to be expected. You're messing with the red mantis. If, in the future, if you're being targeted by an assassin organization, please let me know. I can.
We
take
did
some
not
kind
know
of-
until today.
Excuse me. I seem to be a little bit out of the loop. Who's the Red Mantis?
Who is the Red Mantis?
The Red Mantis is a world-class assassin organization for hire. Only the best of the best can even get in contact with them. Rates are incredibly high because their success rate is incredibly high.
Oh, that is just wonderful to hear. If I were
You said
the mayor,
you said the
I would-
events of the Curse of the Crimson Throne are going on right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking bite the bullet and say sure, why not?
So they're current. They're not history.
Correct.
We in
Okay.
trouble.
Archive update. Red Mantis may be involved with civil strife currently occurring in Corvosa.
You're not wrong.
They are, to quote Jiraxis, real fucking tough guys. So it is best that we keep moving and get a private chamber. We have much to discuss as far as proceeding from here.
Shouldn't we simply get back on the boat and go downstream?
The thing is, I don't need people who would know without target me is Jeb. But that's about it.
Geb.
Geb. I know what I'm talking about.
Jeb is a former presidential candidate.
Jeb.
Oh.
It only works if you say it with an exclamation point.
Jeb.
Jib Jib.
I hate
Oh
that.
man, remember when Jib Jab was a thing?
Yeah, right.
I remember.
You know, I really don't like that guy because he's the one who gave me a cat, and I hate that guy because of that.
Rory, I thank you very much for opening your city's doors to us and for telling me the news about my maker. You are a true friend of us, but when it is safer, we will return. If anybody else comes looking for us, tell them we went fuck you.
What? We're just going to leave then?
But in reality, tell them that we went back to Magnamore.
Okay. Anyone well connected enough to send the Red Mantis after you probably doesn't even. I mean, they'll see through that. Very
Of course.
easy. But
They
I'll do
will.
what I can. I have my own sources. I have some friends in some places at the very least.
If there is a way you can get in touch with us, please let us know.
In before Victor wrecks the entire campaign. Anyway.
Hey, let's go, guys!
I'll see what I can do.
Dragon.
Obviously, this this incident shouldn't be repeated. It shouldn't be this simple to break in, but I'll do what I can to up security. If you're leaving, then that's all well and good, but you're likely to run into them again somewhere else just as well.
I will. The Red
There's no
Knights.
telling if there's other cells currently remaining in the city. Were they here before you arrived? There's no real knowing.
It seemed to be that way based on what they said.
My point is simply that there might be any number of agents currently in my city just waiting for the opportunity for adventurers like yourself to pass through its walls before
I-
being handed assignment.
I don't think it'll be, I think they're just targeting us.
It would be
Is there a
nice if
window
it
in
was
this
just
room?
you. Yeah, there probably would be. Not open,
Okay.
but a window.
Vulcan will open the window. And then he's going to cast Thaumaturgy and basically just scream out the window,
Any Red Mantis agents remaining in the city, we are leaving soon. Please go away. There, that should help.
Well
if I
done.
were, if I were
Thanks,
a Red Mantis,
Vulcan.
I would probably think that that's a trick. Which honestly kind of works in our favor, because now they're going to stay here a bit longer, thinking we're in high. Excellently done.
Gray, I have one question for you.
Yes.
How unnoticeable do you think I am?
Guy. You did put a pin in my plan just then.
I'd like to think it's more a ballista, but point made. Regardless, Rory, we do thank you for your time. It was a pleasant stay, and I got to be a sheriff.
Given the circumstances, I think it's only fair that I compensate you for your problems. After all, it was me asking you to help around the town that subjected you to the threat of assassination in the first place. And you should at the very least be paid for exposing a criminal organization that had infiltrated my city. That's the least I can do.
That would be helpful. We would appreciate it.
Being said, I'm not the richest person in the world. She'll
Whatever
kind of
you
like
can afford is fine.
she'll
You know
head
someone?
to a large safe that she keeps, kind of like the city vault essentially, which isn't as impressive as it sounds. Before getting a satchel essentially, and all right. How many of you are currently in the room? I think the only people not are Tentoria and
Well, Tatoria would come now.
Tentoria's not there. Aiden isn't there, right?
Well, Tentoria dropped off the fucking
Did she?
assassin with Aiden and then
I
came
wasn't
here.
sure if she came to the city barracks after.
Yeah, she's here now.
Okay. Then assuming that, she'd hand out 100 gold to anyone present, because she doesn't know that Aiden is there. She's never met Aiden.
Very nice, very nice.
We did
Vulcan.
meet. I have a sheriff badge.
So I've
Vulcan
asked,
doesn't accept the gold.
Okay.
Syvas also declines as he didn't do anything. Would say as much.
There is only one piece of compensation that I would like.
I feel it's only fair to name it.
He points to the sticker on his chest.
I would like a real one, please.
Oh God.
Oh no. Okay.
Please.
It's going to sound insensitive, and I do
Please.
not mean it to be. You are a wrecking ball, and this is a
Yes.
china shop.
Yes. Oh no, I won't stay. I just want one.
My only concern is then you come back. You know, it's fine. It's fine. And she'll
You don't
reach under her.
want me to come
she'll reach
back?
into her- No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
That's not what she meant, fucking. No.
It's okay.
It's just that you are.
You were
A tiny
You
bead
were-
of oil falls down his face.
You were a good friend, Rory. I am sorry I made problems in your city.
Fucking,
Oh,
she didn't
this
mean
is.
Hey,
You can literally hear his heartbreak.
hey, Vulcan. Can't you like make
Oh
those
my
yourself?
cardiac
Like-
arrest.
I
Like I'm
I
thinking
could
like
make
Detroit.
one.
I'm thinking like Detroit become human and like deviancy up.
I could I could make one, Captain Jack, but it wouldn't be special.
She'll
It was coming
fish
from a
around.
friend, but
She'll fish
it's
around
okay.
in her desk for an actual legitimate badge and give you. You're free to return. I only ask that you again not kill people in my town. Excellent job so far. Please continue.
He kind of grasps her hand gently and then helps close her fingers around it.
I'll be back when you like me, and I deserve it.
Oh!
Oh no!
Why would you
Oh,
hurt?
my cardiac
Why would you
arrest.
hurt me in this manner?
Oh.
This is
I will do better.
Syvas feels bad, but at the same time, kind of agrees with Rory that it would probably be a bad idea that he's sheriff, so he's just not going to say anything.
Thank you for being so hospitable. I am sorry I brought trouble to you. Vulcan just kind of look around a little lost. When you guys are ready to talk, I will be available outside.
Well, there goes the server.
So it's everyone's cooking out.
Everybody shooting out a little bit.
This server's crashed.
What's going on?
What's me went? What's me nene?
Cool story, bro.
Peace.
That's what I was
Peace
getting.
in my time.
What's me went? I wish I was dead. It actually did hurt my throat.
That's sad. Lemon was actually spectating, and I was like, "Holy shit, we have a fan!"
Yeah, Lemon, man. Then we left Lemon there. Now we feel really bad.
Well, he already exited the thing anyway, so.
He moved to game 7.
Oh.
Where's Zapog? Oh, there he is.
All we're missing is 10
Well, the DM now.
and Pi.
He's back in game 8. Oh shit. Everyone's going back to game 8.
Oh,
I
goddamn.
refuse. Stay here. Hold the
Server's
line.
back up.
Hold the line.
I don't know what's I don't know what the Chinese fire drill is. What's that?
No
Something you do with your car.
When you're
You
stopped at a
stop-
red light, everyone gets out of the car, runs around in circles, and then gets back in and runs.
Chinese fire drill. But anyway, Vulcan's gonna kind of just look around real lost like and say,
This is only the saddest moment of the campaign so far. Congratulations, you bastard.
Thank you. I hope you have a good day.
Also, thank you, Lemon. I almost didn't come back.
Vulcan will go sit outside on the front steps and just look at the ground.
Savas is gonna put a hand on Rory's shoulder. You made the right call.
I feel like I just shot a puppy.
It's alright, he'll deliver it soon.
It's kind of amazing he's programmed to do that.
It doesn't make any sense. I knew that man. He wouldn't do that.
I rebuilt him.
I mean, he kind of sounds like a dick, so why wouldn't he?
You didn't hear shit. You don't know.
Oh, I just mean that whole encounter.
Vulcan disliked that.
Everyone disliked that.
Everyone disliked that, yeah.
The party will remember this.
God damn it. Anyway.
Egg the town! Egg the town!
I'll go check on Tentoria real
This
quick.
is
if
the
she's
near-
been out.
TP the trees.
This is the Scarnaris for this party now.
Is-
This town.
I don't know. I'm not feeling any eggs coming up.
He, Rory.
Is Daz back yet?
He was checking on her.
Well, he said 10. I didn't know if he meant in character or not.
That's, he meant Daz.
Oh yeah, prove it.
He does that.
Checkmate.
Can I, Rory?
You cut out. What about Rory?
I was going to ask her a question. I was going to ask after all this done if you're, available, but right, I don't feel like that's a good idea after what we did.
This sounds like an awkward conversation. I will walk away.
Is Jax asking out another tiefling on a date?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
is
as
he?
far as tieflings go, they do look pretty similar.
Oh, if
I
I
wonder.
feel like
I
this
wonder if
might be a
that's.
bad time for it.
I wonder if that's a thing. Like, are tieflings attracted to tieflings that like are the same like skin color and like
I don't
general
know.
build?
How narcissistic are they?
I don't know either. Is that racist?
Sounds like it.
You look like me. Oh, I am so hot.
wouldn't that be xenophobia?
No.
It's just racism because they're humanoid.
But anyway,
Hey,
I
cool horns. I wish I had horns like that.
I appreciate the offer. It's
Cybus is walking way even faster.
I've known you for about 7 minutes. It just seems really soon.
Very cool. I'm walking away.
Hey, baby, want to lock horns?
I'll try next time.
Slow clap from Jack.
I
so
wish I was dead right now.
so
I
so
would say that
where
out loud, by the way.
where's Daz right now? Or where's Tanish?
10 is still out on the phone.
So she
looks
dropped
like it's
off.
gonna be a long
She dropped off a
conversation.
mostly dead assassin and then came back.
With Aiden, she was at that whole meeting and everything, and she doesn't have much to say except her thank yous and apologies and stuff, and then she's gonna just fall.
Okay.
Oh, and she's gonna put in a really good word for Willem.
Wait, what?
I asked because strictly speaking, Willem's still around.
Wait. Titoria mentioned William? Willem?
Willem.
Willem,
not
yeah.
William. No I.
The Prophet Willem is here?
No.
Cybus's eyes light up.
But she
You
puts
said
in a
Willem.
really good word for Willem the wizard,
Can I
and then
meet this
she'll
Willem?
join the rest of us. I don't know, wherever he is.
Actually, I'm still here.
Oh jeez.
Whoa.
I didn't know if is Daz with the rest of the party, or I keep saying that, is Tentori with the rest of the party officially?
Yeah.
He's been following her, so wherever she is, he is.
Cybus's eyes light up.
Witnessed her brutally break a guy's kneecaps.
Oh
and then-
yeah, he's fucking terrified now.
Savas's eyes light up.
Or he's really into it. One of the two.
Oh
He's,
yeah.
he's still invisible because that lasts for an hour, and it has not been an hour yet. Getting close to it though.
Savas's eyes light up with
Well,
friend
he
sense.
forgot that he was still there, so unknowingly he's just gonna put in a really good word for him, which honestly should go.
Okay, in that case, he probably wouldn't say anything because at this point it's like too awkward to bring it up.
I mean, Savas
Yeah,
is
just
asking
like how
about
brave
him.
he was and how smart he was.
Savas is asking about him and where he is.
Somewhere an invisible wizard is crying.
Willem is not your prophet. He is a wizard that works here.
How do you know? Where is he?
I do not know. He went invisible.
Okay, now that it's like, where did he go? I'm actually here. I was here the
Oh,
whole time.
jeez.
Okay, then Savas's eyes would light up with friend sense.
And he's gonna drop invisibility, and you guys see a pretty scrawny looking, like 22-year-old wizard. And by wizard I mean like teenager, like holding a book.
Savas would walk
So-
immediately up to him, look him up, and
Hi, I'm Willem.
if Savas could frown, he would frown. You are
Oh,
not the
actually,
Willem I know.
interesting.
Yeah, because you're thinking of William.
Yeah, haven't you noticed? Ever since I always mentioned him, I always spelled it Willem.
No,
Oh,
I can
no.
never see you spell it.
I've typed it several times.
Oh,
yeah?
no.
Vulcan can't
I-
read.
What? Vulcan can't read?
No, I'm fucking with you.
It's
Oh my
I'm
God.
pretty sure it's even in my book. Hang
I
on.
never learned how to read.
What up? My name's Jared. I'm 19.
There's more
I'm
than
fucking learned how
one.
to-
There's more than one Willem in the world. It's a name. It's not that uncommon.
Why
haven't
do you
heard of
think
that
I'm your god?
No,
I'm not a skeleton.
I think you were my god. Thought you were the Prophet Willem.
I'm not that. I'm just Willem. I live down there, and he points to like one of the buildings.
You've never been to Haruka?
I don't know what that is.
I want to go.
Good enough for me.
Willem, you seem like a smart fellow. Are you an adventurer?
What? No.
Yes,
No.
it's in my
You
book.
know,
That
You
that
know-
is very good. I would give you a bit of advice and say, do not become an adventurer unless you wish to. Every 3 days or every other day, be knocked unconscious.
Yeah, Saivash would share this passage from his book with Vulcan. He'd let him read it. And this is
hey,
what he wrote.
Willem. That's your name, right, Willem?
I love it. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Willem, is it?
Yeah. Sorry. Shit. I didn't have his last name.
Mary is a he.
Don't judge.
I
had a
will
last
judge
name,
all
I
I
got it
wish.
somewhere.
You have to tell me your
Yep.
last.
Willem. Willem Allison. I know it. It sounds like a girl's name. Shut up.
I'm not complaining.
A lot of people
Listen.
complain.
Just whatever you do, don't pretend that you've never seen us or Tentoria.
Wait. Whatever I do, don't pretend I haven't
Just,
seen you.
just pretend. Just whatever you do, pretend that you've never seen us.
So pretend I haven't seen you,
Yes, all of
And-
us.
and under no circumstances, don't not pretend I haven't.
Stop. I'm trying to say to
I take-
Willem, just
I take
pretend that he
back
hasn't seen
comment.
us.
I just want to be sure because it sounded like it was confusing, and I don't want to be wrong because there might be an assassin
I am
after
a
me.
confusing person. I was out of character. Really thought I was. I want to die.
I'm sorry, Willem. See, the Willem I knew was, well, I've never met him personally, but he was Bread's prophet.
I don't know who that is.
Don't.
Mistaken
oh,
identity.
God.
Sorry, what was that?
You seem to be terrified.
It's just you don't have a face really, and he doesn't either, and he points to Vulcan, is by the way, is Daz back?
I don't think she's gonna be back this session.
God damn it!
Yeah,
And he'll look to Tentoria and be like, and I thought she was really nice. And you are.
I am.
You're just you're
Cal-
a little bit scary.
calm
and
down.
I didn't expect that.
I'm gonna make him some bread. Would you like some bread?
I guess is it for dead people?
No.
Then
Well,
yeah.
you seem like a very nice guy. You know, you live in a very, you look pretty, you live in a pretty quaint town.
It's just that I
Very
thought I
cool.
would help out, and I was gonna be really brave, and then I didn't have to be because she burned his legs off a lot, and
Willem,
I guess that's okay
you did
because he was
good.
trying
Willem,
to kill
Willem.
her. It was
Just
the best
being
time to be brave is when you're afraid.
that sounds like a quote. That's good. You should write that one down.
Cybus writes it down in his book.
just pretend you haven't seen us when we leave. Because-
Vulcan turns around and faces him and just kind of looks up from the ground and reaches up and grabs his little sticker, pulls it off, oils it up with a little bit of blood on the back, and then just sticks it
Oh
to
my
his chest
God.
and says,
Oh.
You're the sheriff now. You're going to do a good job here.
Not actually the sheriff.
I believe in you.
Oh my God.
And if you don't believe in yourself, believe in the me
Sheriff.
that believes in you.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Ah,
the sheriff,
Gorilla Lagan quote.
no. I got the reference, but goddamn you.
he gives him a thumbs up.
He kind of gives you a thumbs up back, like not wanting to contradict the giant robot.
You're gonna be good, little buddy.
Buddy, where do you live here?
I live over there, and he points to one of the houses.
Do you
You did
live
it
alone or
wrong.
with family?
Vulcan,
Sorry,
you
what was
did it
that?
wrong. You have to start with believe in the you that believes in me.
Do you do you live with family?
Yeah, I have a sister, and I've got parents. They're nice.
That's
They don't-
lovely.
they don't
How much
really-
money how much do you make at the Mages Guild?
The local blizzard. Like,
I don't make really that much money. It's kind of something I do for a hobby. I don't have a job
you go.
yet.
And I give him 100 gold.
That is more gold than is required. That's
You just need to take care of yourself and your family.
what even is today?
Please just accept the money. You won't
Okay,
stop.
yeah, and he'll take it and just kind of put it awkwardly in a pocket, which is way too small for that amount of gold.
Take care of your family and do well with it.
I'll try.
Protect these people.
It was nice meeting you, except for the time where you really hurt that guy a lot.
All times were perfect for us. You're going to be good here. Goodbye, Willem.
Goodbye, metal person.
His name is Vulcan.
Goodbye, Vulcan.
My friends call me Vulcan. You are a friend now.
Goodbye, Vulcan.
Bye-bye,
If
Willem.
you ever come back, I hope you don't get attacked by assassins.
I won't have to worry about it because you'll be here.
I'm not gonna correct you on that. I hope you do well.
We will.
And take care of her, because I don't think she needs anyone to take care of her anymore. I think she's got that covered, but it's better to have friends.
She certainly never did. Bye-bye.
And then he's gonna just kind of like stand with the guards. The guards are all kind of like doing their own thing at this point, trying to sort out the mess. And
Actually-
if you guys kind of walk away, he's just gonna like stand, like he's gonna be like with the guards, like not really knowing what to do with the sticker. And now slightly a little bit covered in blood,
Wait,
only a little bit.
I want to ask him a question.
All right. Is anyone else like leaving? Because if so, it'll be like just like Gray and him.
I'm gonna go follow Vulcan.
Cybus is
and
still
ask him
there.
A couple of questions.
Okay, then yeah. So like half the party leaves. Gray, you're still standing there with Cybus.
So Willem's your name, correct?
Yep.
Just a word of advice. Don't become an adventurer.
You know, you're like the third person to tell me that in the last 8 minutes, and I'm starting to see why. I don't think that I'm really cut out for it. I think I'm better in the library. I don't think I could light a guy on fire. Like maybe like a monster, but like not like a person, because
It gets easy after the third or fourth time.
You don't need to be an adventurer to do great things.
Listen, a word of advice. Sometimes people do things,
That's 2 words
and
of advice.
you're going to be tempted to kill them. Don't.
I feel like maybe you're projecting.
No.
He is.
And if anyone near you ever thinks that murder is the surest way to victory, be the one. Hey, cut that.
That will likely get him
It
murdered.
works out quite better.
I've never
when
had
you,
that problem. I feel like your peer pressure is really related to your peers, and I don't have those.
Oh, you'll have those. You see this
Oh!
this today?
Oh, I heard that. Are you alright?
What happened?
Someone cracked something.
Oh, I was cracking my fingers. Why? What's up?
Well,
Oh.
apparently she thought you were actually like physically dying.
Oh, well, no, I'm not.
I'm sorry for being concerned.
You
Let me
should
just-
be.
Let me hit
Hey,
push to
shut the
talk
fuck-
while I fall over and die.
I lost my.
I think your advice is scaring
That's
him
what
more than it's helping.
Basically, I'm gonna tell him like, hey, murder's not cool.
I got that. Thank you.
All right, and I'm out of here now.
Vulcan.
Don't murder people, he says to the person who's really disturbed by the fact that someone didn't murder someone and instead tortured them horribly.
I feel
I
like his
mean-
priorities are really, really weird.
Oh, trust me. Here's the thing, though. This is the moment in his character backstory where he becomes an adventurer.
Or he would if he wasn't traumatized by this.
Potato, potato.
Little bit. Anyway. So you head out. Cybus, you were sticking around for some reason?
I mean, I was commenting during the conversation.
Yeah, Cybus, what's up?
Did you hear me?
I think.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Uh,
You're being quiet. There we go.
Yeah, I was pausing. I would just say to him, you don't have to be an adventurer to be somebody great. You do you.
Thanks, Skeleton Man. I hope
And if you ever would
I hope
like,
you found out. I hope you find out how not to be dead.
death is a journey, my friend.
That's really too deep for me right now.
If you ever want to talk about it, just send me a sending spell, and I'll give him some more bread. Start that up.
I just
Oh, and also, if you see somebody trying to murder somebody else, try, like, if you can stop them, do it, but don't tell them not to murder them, because that'll just get you murdered.
I feel like your group has a lot of philosophies.
Yeah, they're weird.
If
I hope-
I don't know what's there, kid, just fucking stab him in the face.
I hope you do okay on your journey.
Give him a thumbs up.
And then there's just Captain Jack in the back. He's like, remember, wrap it before you tap it.
Jesus
Bubba.
Christ.
Don't forget
And
your
as,
rubber.
And also, Jirax's is a philosophy: burn him alive.
Damn.
Make them make
There
the family.
there is one thing I really wanted to do because Tentoria, but she's not fucking here.
I'll see if I can get her. Just give me 1 second.
All right, because I want to wrap things up with a cool thing. Because
Are
it is
we-
11:30, and
or-
that does conclude Biston as a thing.
Thank God.
I was gonna ask Vulcan.
Actually, that's not terrible.
What did he learn from the people that he? What did he learn from?
Well, he's probably getting Daz right now. It does conclude Biston as a thing, except that Tentoria has a prisoner, and there is a chance of trying to trace this back a little bit. So we'll see whether
She
that-
left the
whether or not
prisoner
that
with
pans
Iden.
out.
Is it possible that this is
That's-
something that you could send her as a text through the Discord?
I could if she wants to keep it like private because it is.
I would
it's a
say
cool-
that for now because she's in a super shitty mood right now. I don't know who she's on the phone with, but it's not good. Whatever.
Oh shit.
Her sister
Okay.
had the baby, and
Well, no, it sounds like her mother, which is even worse. So, yeah, I would just say send it to her
Okay.
through the Discord
Then,
thing for now.
Given that a lot seems to be running on Tentoria for the time being,
This music is not helping.
We'll end things there.
Oh, this is the music playing inside Vulcan's skull.
And has been for a while. We'll end things there for now.